connection between Europe and the rest of the world that was controlled by Ukraine. The world was not aware of that. Egypt did not have grain for weeks and months because of the Russia-Ukraine war. This is a war that came to disrupt supply chain. It's not a war about fuel or the things that we can obviously relate to. So if you're a government and you say that your supply chain has been disrupted and therefore prices of commodities which pass through that supply chain will escalate, it's not very simple to explain that to many people, especially when you have a charged political atmosphere where your opponents are spinning the other way. So that is the point of the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, once it started, it is a supply chain disruption. The world, sophisticated as we have become, will always find an alternative to a supply chain disruption. You heard that when they said the Strait of Hormuz had been blocked, there are ways to, America is already thinking of how to avoid that and circumvent all of these things. This is how the world has become. So the effects of the Russia-Ukraine war have been circumvented. The supply chain has been replaced. So to say that the Russia-Ukraine war is still raging, I think that is the worst of the arguments that anybody can make. The Russia-Ukraine war is still raging. How can anybody say that? It's a supply chain disruption. That supply chain has been replaced. The Russia-Ukraine war can go on forever, and it will never have the effect of the time it started. I don't understand how anybody can spin political propaganda and say that Russia-Ukraine war is still on. Really? What's the point you are making?
Mr. Speaker, when we first came to this house, one of the first advice or initial advice that we were given was that we should be careful what we say as politicians, because that has become the basis for the nation to develop mistrust for politicians. It appears that advice, Mr. Speaker, was not taken by the same persons who were given that advice. Mr. Speaker, I can appreciate why our colleagues on the other side of the aisle keeps making reference to report, as though what the minister read on the floor of this house was the report. Mr. Speaker, because they are confusing the report with the statement. Mr. Speaker, what is up for debate is not the report, but a statement. A statement by the minister containing extracts, supposedly extracts.
Mr. Speaker, member, I do not call for debate on anything.
Mr. Speaker, comment. Containing extracts, Mr. Speaker, and not the report itself. Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, the audit report will contain, Mr. Speaker, the management responses. The audit report, Mr. Speaker, will contain responses by persons who were the subject of this audit. Mr. Speaker, the statement does not. And so what we have, Mr. Speaker, we don't even know whether it is coming from the report. Mr. Speaker, there are no references as to which page of the report it is referring to. Mr. Speaker, it does not contain responses by the persons under reference or the institutions that are subject of this audit. Yet, Mr. Speaker, it is being debated as though it is the report itself. Mr. Speaker, it is being debated as though it is the gospel. But, Mr. Speaker, it is not. This is the reason why Ghanaians will sit out of this parliament and think that, Mr. Speaker, we cannot be trusted. Mr. Speaker, because this is a propaganda piece. It is nothing but propaganda. Mr. Speaker, for instance, the Ministry of Trade. Mr. Speaker, it is a matter of record that no payment was made because no disbursement was made by the bank. Mr. Speaker, there will be no disbursement by the ministry because, Mr. Speaker, until payment is made, interest payment is not required. Mr. Speaker, but because of propaganda value, this is being presented to the House as though something has happened. Mr. Speaker, the essence of Article 187 of the Constitution should not be lost on us. Mr. Speaker, because of our oversight responsibilities, it is incumbent upon us to ensure that systems are improved to prevent losses to the state. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, historical audit reports, Mr. Speaker, will be deductive in this journey. Historical audit report teaches us, Mr. Speaker, that it is not in all circumstances that losses are incurred to the state. However, there is the potential for a loss. And so we as a house should be fashioning out ways to manage the systems in place to prevent a loss. Mr. Speaker, the essence of audit reports, Mr. Speaker, is not for propaganda. Mr. Speaker, if you do propaganda, you will be exposed. We thought that you were going to learn from the Attorney General. Today, you have been embarrassed by the Attorney General oral, your so-called oral, because it is of no value. The evidence is said to contain garbage. You have done the same propaganda for 15 months. Today, you have been exposed by electricity charges. Electricity tariffs are exposing you that you are not doing nothing in government for the last 15 months. You've been exposed by water tariffs that for the last 15 months you are not doing anything in government. Mr. Speaker, business owners are suffering. They cannot pay electricity tariffs. Mr. Speaker, cocoa farmers are suffering because you are struggling to manage the cocoa sector. Mr. Speaker, this is nothing other than propaganda. Mr. Speaker, your government so far is government by propaganda, of propaganda, with propaganda, and full of garbage. Mr. Speaker, thanks for the opportunity.
He, for example, says that his justification for raising this 49 billion, this phantom 49 billion, is that in 2017 we mentioned arrears of 7 billion. What he forgets is that when we mentioned 7 billion, we did not proceed to adjust the fiscals with that 7 billion. We did not proceed to adjust the national account with that 7 billion and change the primary balance. We proceeded to say it will be audited, and thankfully, a good chunk of those claims were thrown away. What he has done differently, what he and his boss have done differently, is that they have proceeded to adjust the national accounts and adjust the primary balance for numbers that they themselves claim they have not audited. I'm happy he's coming back into the chamber. So the difference is that you have proceeded to adjust the national accounts with figures that you are confessing you have not audited. Who does that? And that is why we are telling you to hasten slowly.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosuejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month.
Have you attained 45 years and older? Notice blood in your stool, a family history of cancer? Then don't wait to have a colonoscopy. Early detection of cancer and effective treatment save lives.
There are weak points in the development and spread of cancers of the large bowel that we have control over to stop, to reduce the incidence and deaths from these cancers. Achieving this success depends on you and me. We are fully prepared. What about you?
Visit Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center today or call us. Mintuba Hospital, first Ghana Colorectal Center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit's toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kits. Happy smile.
Can he tee up someone in red? And it goes to one.
Too much, sir!
That's who goal is for.
What
After 5 Champions League, you want to know?
I be the real goat, Chairman. I be the real goat. The left magician, the left magician.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigeria Jollof?
Ghana Jollof has no co-equal. The smell alone. Oh my God.
No, that shift. You two the lie, eh? Now the same stew when they use cook the rice and then they go put them for top.
You are lying. Ghana Jollof.
Are you busy? Forget everybody, yeah? My guy. Put some respect on the goat. On the goat. The only goat I know lives in Tama. Every year we dey give to you back to back. We are talking about PET. I want some Yaji face. Except be the goat, huh? My guy, he be the goat.
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomo Bitters always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18, nor recommended to pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, Unia, new release niana. Kaya gum.
A bitino was me new release. Me can no access fit muhono. And na Tebotech Garages Limited. Akwafa besiesi amana aye nitia. Obi ase ye ka amuru no.
Accident car no na. Tebotech Garages Limited. Amana se gina ne naso sa no.
Me se wo. Wo mo akwafa broni fita engineer afri abrochira ba. And wo check cars no. Na wo hunu ba bi a fault kro wo. And ho spare parts so wo de hye. Afene si road. And so ho charges kakra bi o.
Tebotech Garages Limited.
Wo ye general servicing. Ebili engine overhauling, engine tuning, oven spraying, general electrical works, air condition installation work, BMU, upholstery, gearbox, make a day.
Tebotech Garages Limited.
Apart from sir, car that wotimi ato, and now our Toma one was higher importation of cars and whose spare parts. If la butreba, wokoto car mawa, a free.
Ace, also what you kwawe.
Tebotech Garages Limited. Our Pass Malam Road. After Bayard traffic light, wah. Bibiania for 0206 48 17 and 3 and 0542 96 11 11. Website tebotechghana.com.
Tebotech Garages Limited.
Hey, kaya will be a benyani.
Tebotech Garages Limited.
Your car beauty and the power boosters.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man is swing, and a sansu mama hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Maybe this Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Sasso, come and tum preko.
Hey, Unia release niana. Kaya gum.
A bitino was me new release. Me can wa assess fitemu hono. And na Turbotech Garages Limited. Akwafa besiesi amana aye nitia. Obiasa ya car no.
Accident car no na. Turbotech Garages Limited. Amana say jina ni naso sano.
Mesi wo. Womwa kwafa broni fita engineer efra brochiraba. And wa check cars no. Na wa hunu baby a fault krowo. And ho spare parts so wa desese. Afenesi road. And so ho charges kakra bi o.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Wo general servicing. Ebili engine overhauling, engine tuning, oven spraying, general electrical works, air condition installation work, BMU, upholstery, gearbox, make a day.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Apart from sir, car that wotimi ato, and our Toma wono, was sign importation of cars, and who spare parts, if la butreba, wokoto car mawa, a free.
Ace, also what you call
Turbotech Garages Limited, our La Paz Malam Road, after Bayard traffic light, wah. Bibiania for 0206 48 17 and 3. And now 0542 96 1111. Website turbotechghana.com.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Kaya will be a benyani.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Your car beauty and the power boosters.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation, with special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwewu Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwewubusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Kwewu Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
They saw it. Those of us who struggle with inflation, we are going to show you how government Ghanaian campaigns used to be and compare to the vitriol that we're seeing today. And let's ask ourselves, where did we come from? The other day, I promised to go and see the NCC boss. Catherine, I'll come and see you. Because the NCC must take this up and start looking at how we can sanitize the campaign. I'm going to take you to 1969. This is an election. And it was between the Progress Party. The laws had banned the CPP. And so the CPP people had coalesced around the now New Alliance of Liberal. That was Samuel Kudjeto's party, Senior Samuel Kudjeto. That was his party. Now, he won the North Town seat on the Nile ticket in the Volta region. Afro Gbede, as they call him, Gbedema, who was the first finance minister of Ghana, he had run away from Parliament because Nkrumah was looking to harm him. Nkrumah was looking to harm his own finance minister. And so Gbedema had left. And so Bedema was allowed, because many of the Nkrumah people were disqualified from running for office in 69. But because Bedema had been in exile, he had left the parliament and his seat was empty because he was running away from the Osage. I'm going to show you 69's campaign, 79's campaign, and 2000's campaign. Let's see whether, in spite of the heat, that these politicians guarded their words. They really guarded their words. First of all, let's look at the first video of Prime Minister Busia. It's very, very short. Busia first.
It is the aim of the Progress Party to provide on an increasing scale the welfare services which will raise the quality of life for the people and equalize economic opportunities for all Ghanaians. We cannot be economically independent unless the economy of Ghana and the whole financial network is to a large extent in the hands of Ghanaians themselves.
You saw the rally, the crowd. Busia was preaching the message that Achampon took over. Put the commanding heights of economy into the hands of Ghanaians. That's Busia. That was his message for 1969. He said that we cannot be economically independent unless the economy is in the hands of Ghanaians themselves. You saw the crowd at the rally. This is political rally. He didn't say somebody is kwasia and somebody is a fool. And yes. This is Prime Minister Busia, who is just sharing his doves over there. And Busia was talking about the economic empowerment of Ghanaians. This is the campaign. The music was in the campaign. You can see Professor Busia at the end of the speech. He's sharing the doves to the people. He's exciting the crowd. He's making them happy. Can they come back to me in the studio and then I can introduce him? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So that was Prime Minister Busia. His competitor was Mr. Bedema, who used to be finance minister at Nkrumah. He was a leader. It wasn't a presidential election, so nobody was presidential candidate. Everyone was a leader of their party with one constituency. So Prime Minister Busia was Wenchi. That was his constituency. The constituency that will now be held by the Honorable Kojo Frimpong. Inshallah, Kojo Frimpong will win Wenchi and become the candidate. So that's Prime Minister Busia's constituency, Wenchi. Now, this is Bedema. Have a look.
Another is that democracy envisages the existence of alternative choice for the people. I ask our opponents who do not share our faith to also play the game cleanly so that they are not rejected overwhelmingly, and whether we win this election or they win, there will always be an alternative choice for the people. If we should win, we shall offer the nation a good government. If we should lose, we shall lose with grace and remain a vigorous but not subversive opposition.
That was Komla Bedema. Komla Bedema was speaking to his supporters, and you heard what he said. He said, if we win, we will render a good government. If we lose, we will be a great opposition. He was telling his supporters. When you send that kind of message to supporters, nobody's going to fight at polling stations. Nobody's going to fight. When you send that kind of message, if we win, we will be a good government. If they win, we will be a strong opposition. That's what Komla Bedema said. This was the last rally for the 69 elections. Of course, I'm sorry, I wasn't born at the time. I'm very sorry. But this is the record. This is the history. That's what Komla Bedema told the crowd. That is how the politics used to be. Now, I'm going to show you a video of another man. His name is Joe Appiah. Now, Joe Appiah was a very angry man because Joe Appiah had been with Kwame Nkrumah. If you read Joe Appiah's book, and I've read his autobiography, fantastic read. Appiah told us how he went with Nkrumah to Liverpool Street in London. Those of you who are familiar with London, to take a train to go to Liverpool itself. Liverpool Street is in London itself, but they took a train from Liverpool Street Station and went to Liverpool itself. And from Liverpool, Nkrumah boarded a ship to come to Takoradi to meet Akwaje, who had been given money by Dankwa, who had been given money by Pa Grant to be given to Nkrumah to come over. He had come to meet Akwaje because Nkrumah knew Akwaje, so he had come to meet Akwaje. Akwaje had come to meet him and then took him to Pa Grant's house in Takwa, where he first met the UGCC group. On his way to do that, Nkrumah was with Appiah. So Nkrumah came, and then Appiah came later to be a CPP member of parliament. Appiah then fell out with Nkrumah, as did many, including Bedema as well, and then went abroad. And when he went abroad, he sort of hobnobbed with Busia a little bit. Then he joined the NLM because it was set up by Bafo Akoto, who was their godfather in Ashtown, Asante Newtown in Kumasi. That's how they used to call it in Ashtown. But for the Ashtown was the hotbed of NLM politics in Ashanti region. It has continued to be the hotbed of politics in Ashanti for a long time. I'm not sure which constituency Ashtown. Those of you who know Kumasi will tell me, is it part of Menchia South or Menchia North? Ashtown, Ashanti Newtown. That was the hotbed of NLM politics. And Apia then left Nkrumah to join NLM. After the overthrow of Nkrumah, Apia went abroad again and came back. Apia was frantically angry with Buzia. He felt that Buzia had done certain things that he shouldn't have done. Apia also felt that he was intelligent enough to be the leader of the UP group. And those of you know President Kufuor, he's told that story to many. He's told that story to me as well. And Nana Akufo-Addo has also told that story. I've heard Akufo-Addo talk about that story. A fantastic way. The story of the relationship between, the love-hate relationship between Prime Minister Buzia and Joe Apia. So Joe Apia decided that if Buzia has become the leader of the party, he's not interested in the Progress Party. He won't do anything with them. He formed his own party, and he called it Ababase. This was Apia's last rally before the voting. Of course, Apia didn't even win his seat. His seat was won by Jemfi Boateng. Those of you who know the chairman of Exim's father, the one who used to wear the hat in Kumasi, a big fan of Asante Kotoko, Mr. Jemfi Boateng. He became the member of parliament. He beat Joe Apia in that seat in Kumasi because Apia believed that Buzia organized it and handpicked Jemfi Boateng to defeat him. So Apia is a very, very angry man. But in spite of all his anger, this was the last rally. This is Joe Apia.
Victory will be ours. Victory must be ours. One people, one country, one great destiny. Ababase. Ababase. Ababase.
That is a very, very angry Joe Apia. What did he say in the last rally? Victory will be ours. Victory must be ours. Victory shall be ours. One country, one people, one destiny. That's a great message for a final rally for a politician. Today, will Fifi Kwete say that? One people, one country, one destiny? Will he say that? He'll come and tell you that somebody is a liar or he will use some unprintable words. That's we are going to show you how Ghanaian campaigns used to be and compare to the vitriol that we're seeing today. Well, welcome. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the show. It's always a pleasure to have you. Hey, viewers, how are you? Let's not lose faith. Tonight, we have so much coming up. The other day, we saw a video of our foreign minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. It's generated significant heat on social media, and we will show you one of the most educated responses that was given on social media by a Ghanaian who lives abroad, who appears to understand foreign ministry stuff quite well. We'll be talking about that. And then also, did you get recruited, or did your relative get recruited into the security agencies? We're going to be very angry with that this evening, so you can't go anywhere. We're going to give our opinion on this whole security recruitment issue. The High Court in Accra, where Kwabena Dubois' trial is proceeding, experienced a change in the judge. At the last court hearing, counsel for the defense were told that the judge has been replaced and a new judge has been given. We'll go to what happened on the day of the first day of the new judge, the freshman judge, and what happened in the court that day. People have been worried about the change of the judge, and we are being told that it is the Chief Justice's prerogative to change the judge whenever he deems it necessary. So we can't read too much into that. Suffice it to say that we will just show you the name of the outgone judge and the name of the incoming judge. The incoming judge, we hear, is a justice of the Court of Appeal, so he will be sitting as an additional High Court judge. Interesting times ahead. But what is happening this week, viewers? What is happening? Why are people in arms? Why is there so much confusion? But the big story tonight is that we're going to treat is that and stand by the NDC anthem, please. The big story we're going to treat tonight is that Johnson Asiedu Nketia, the chairman of the NDC, has dropped a major bombshell just about between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. News media started broadcasting a quote card. And the quote card, when you read it, you will disbelieve. And so you will look for the video. What was on the quote card? The quote card quoted Johnson Asiedu Nketia at saying that the 500,000 young Ghanaians who wanted to be recruited to the security forces, of which we are now being told that the government was aware that the places available were only 5,000. Johnson Asiedu Nketia says tonight that the 500,000 that were going to be recruited will not have even made sense, because according to him, and I'll show you the video tonight, it's totally bizarre. According to the party chairman of the NDC, if all 500,000 are recruited, you are going to end up with all the wrongdoers in the police service. And then he asked the rhetorical question that if all the wrongdoers are in the police service, who is going to catch them, as catch in quotes? He says that 500,000 people are going to have armed robbers in there, all the wrongdoers are in there, and the police too are in there. Who is the police going to catch? So if the police were to recruit 500,000 people, there will be no work for them to do. That's really what the party chairman said this evening. It's been reported by all the major news portals. The party chairman of the ruling party is satisfied that they cannot take 500,000 people into the security services, even though that's the number that applied, because if they were to take that number, 500,000 people, it will mean that all the armed robbers are part of the police. I don't know where he gets that from. What kind of data is he speaking from? I mean, it's how to play with Ghanaians. It's how to play with Ghanaian minds. I mean, a government plays with Ghanaian minds like that. That Asiedu Nketia says that, oh, if we recruit, it's coming. This evening we have a lot to fight over. It's coming. Anyway, let's watch the NDC's anthem. This is what the NDC is saying now, that 500,000 people recruit all of you, the armed robbers in it. Play the NDC anthem and let's start the program.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, oppression of the land, forward and seek your future, development our goal, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, Democrat, Ghana. Our strength in unity, from vision to Ghana, of the trust of the land. Power and secure future.
Rebecca Akufo-Addo, the former First Lady, is celebrating her birthday, and we cannot but send her our gracious well wishes on such a distinguished milestone. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, wife of President Akufo-Addo, turned 75 today, and she celebrated a major milestone. I saw the love that she got on social media, and in fact, when President Akufo-Addo posted her this earlier today, within 1 hour, I'd seen so many people like it. And I was beginning to wonder, is something changing? Something changing? But Auntie Becky, we love you. We love you dearly. We love the leadership that you gave to Ghana. We love the leadership that you gave to Ghanaian women. We love the distinction that you brought to the chair of the First Lady. God bless you now and evermore. You have been one of our finest and our best First Ladies. Very, very well composed, very distinguished, very quiet, and very, very effective as well. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, happy birthday to you. She turns 75 today. Please send your messages of good wishes to Rebecca to our Facebook page, and we'll read it. It's Rebecca's birthday. That's the best news I have for you. That's the only good news I have for you tonight. Everything after this one is not good news, unfortunately, Ghanaians. Everything is not good news, but we have to be in the trenches and fight the battle so that tomorrow will be better than today. Because why should people go and take security and pay for it? We'll get there. I don't want to rush. Auntie Becky, let me not mix your birthday with all of these problems. We thank you very much for everything. Happy birthday to you. So Rebecca Akufo-Addo is 75 today. Happy birthday. All right. Please just play the NDC anthem again. The one you just did for me. Play it again. And let me use that to now launch into the Ablakwa story. Let's play the NDC. And the one you had at Stadium Ketia there. Oh, okay, they don't want me to do that. They just want me to go to the Ablakwa story. Foreign Minister, good evening. Okay. Let's go now to the Ablakwa story straight away. Okay. We were all here when we saw the Honorable Foreign Minister engage in a Chatham House conversation. I don't, if you want to know what Chatham House is in detail, just Google it. Just Google or ask Meta AI to tell you that what is Chatham House rules or what is Chatham House. You'll find it. We don't have much time to talk about it on TV tonight, but he was at a Chatham House event. And then he spoke. Let's listen to some of what he said. And then we'll show you the debate on social media. We'll show you there was an Ivy Heward Mills. I don't know whether she's the same Ivy Heward Mills we know, but there was somebody called Ivy Heward Mills who said something very interesting on social media. And they responded to her. I'll deal with that. But first, let's see what the Foreign Minister said. This has become a very topical issue because Parliament found occasion to hold a press conference on it. The minority held a press conference in which two leaders of the minority addressed the press conference. The ranking member of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, and Dominic Nitiwul, the ranking member on Defense. Both of them spoke at this press conference, so it must be a very serious matter. This is what Samia Ablakwa said.
We also take the view that any cooperation, any intervention must be on a case-by-case basis, and there has to be express approval. So the recent attacks in Nigeria, the Nigerians will confirm to you that they invited the Americans, and they also reached out to Ghana to collaborate.
The Nigerians?
Yes, both the Nigerians and the Americans. So that's how we are playing this out. Sovereignty has to be respected. Territorial integrity has to be respected. You must be invited. And we must all agree on the scope of the intervention, because we do not want this to lead to another Venezuelan situation or some other, geopolitical matter, because sovereignty is important, territorial integrity is important. We must know exactly what the scope is, what you are coming to do, the nature of the intervention. It's very, very important. I mean, our citizens would not forgive us, and legitimately so, if we just, take away their sovereignty and allow external elements to just come in and do whatever they want.
Typically, when you see a foreign minister speaking like that, or a foreign minister speaking anywhere, typically, the notes have been prepared for him. Most foreign ministers, American State Department Secretary, British Foreign Minister, German Foreign Minister, all of these people, when they speak, the notes have been so well prepared by senior foreign service staff of the rank of ambassadors, some of them A1 officers. They've sat together and they prepared the foreign minister's brief. That's how it is, so that you will hardly find the foreign minister deliver a faux pas. That means he says something very wrong. You hardly see that, because foreign ministers are the most protected in every society, because it's the first, foremost diplomat of the nation, even before the president. So the foreign minister's speeches are well put together. The president is made aware, That's why foreign ministers, the journalists don't like interviewing foreign ministers. You know why? They tell you nothing. If you ask any journalist who is experienced. Journalists don't like interviewing foreign ministers. They don't have much to say, and they like to speak in a monologue. You see, the Israeli foreign minister, he doesn't take questions. He's always addressing. Foreign ministers are those who come out of the UN Security Council. They don't take questions. They come, they say, yes, we agreed on everything. They ask him, foreign minister, oh, he's gone. Because he always has to speak to a very well-prepared script. That's what foreign ministry is about, because as foreign minister, the things you say, it can change price if you are in a sensitive country, in one of the big countries. If you are in a poor country, poor is not a good word. If you are in an underdeveloped country or a middle-income country, you can't, as a foreign minister, if you speak in a certain way, it can affect your country's bilateral relations with other countries. So foreign minister's speeches are guided and guarded so that he doesn't say something. And the responsibility is usually on the foreign service senior staff. That's their work. So the foreign minister in Ghana has a role in his office called chef de cabinet. Now, this chef de cabinet person is responsible for really getting into all of the things, preparing. If the foreign minister is going to Chatham House, this will not be the first time. Ghanaian diplomats have dealt with Chatham House all the time, so they know what to put together. So one will wonder that the things that the foreign minister said, was he prepared for it by the foreign ministry staff? Was he not prepared for it? Well, we don't know. Some people felt that he spoke so well. Some people said he did so well. They even went to the point of talking about hatred. So let's go to the main social media plug that we pulled to explain this conversation. Whether you think Ablakwa was right or whether you think that he was wrong, we have some people here who think he was right, and we're going to show that as well. So this is how it started. A gentleman called Mawuli Dake says, listen to this and tell me what exactly it is that some of you so strongly disagree with. Hate, he says, is a disease. It's a disease you self-trigger, often based on nothing. Mawuli Dake, who supports Ablakwa to the hilt, says that the people who disagree with Ablakwa, they are disagreeing because they hate him. That's what he said. That's what one Mawuli Dake said on social media. He says that the people hate Ablakwa. Hate, that's the word he used. And that's the reason why they are critical of him. Okay, let's see what happened thereafter. Then came an Ivy Heward Mills. And I was saying, I don't know whether Ivy Heward Mills is the same Ivy Heward Mills we know. But the point that she put out publicly is important. So I put it out for us to see it. So the said Ivy Heward Mills says that hatred is indeed a disease and it's as corrosive as ignorance. I've listened and it appears the real issue is simply a lack of fluency in the language he used. I'm not so sure what she meant by a lack of fluency in the language he used, whether the person who was speaking was not fluent or whether the people who are interpreting it do not have the fluency. I'm not sure what he means, but that's what she said. He said, it appears the real issue is simply a lack of fluency in the language he used. His statement was clear. Both parties, she said, reached out to Ghana to collaborate. He did not say Ghana collaborated. Those are two different things in diplomacy. The said Ivy Heward Mills must have a very little understanding of diplomacy, because I really don't see where she's going with this. She probably doesn't get the diplomacy. She doesn't understand it at all. But that is how it is. I mean, social media is for everyone. So I always tell young people, when you're coming to social media, be sure that you understand the topic that is being discussed. Don't just come and throw in words. Don't feel that because you are at a certain level, you understand certain things. Some of the things are technical. You have to understand them. You don't just have to associate with them. You really have to understand. It's not association. It's not your friend is some big man or your friend is a minister or you've had conversations and so you begin to feel that you understand it. That's a very dangerous trap. It can trap any young person. Don't feel you understand something unless you have really taken time to understand it, okay? So she says, both parties reached out to Ghana to collaborate. He did not say Ghana collaborated. Then she goes on to say, looks like people are so accustomed to ineffective foreign ministers that this excellent performance feels unfamiliar. And instead of listening and learning, they react from their emotions and project their anxieties onto what was actually said. I don't understand everything she's saying here, but anyway. In diplomacy, and now she's teaching diplomacy, the said Ivy Heward Mills, who's teaching diplomacy, said, in diplomacy, wording is very deliberate. He didn't even say Ghana collaborated. Collaboration is not automatic upon expression of interest. So saying others reached out simply indicates contact or interest. It does not confirm participation or agreement. The hatred is too palpable. Sometimes I don't get us as a people. This is the said Ivy Heward Mills, who appeared to have expressed her total ignorance about political science, politics, diplomacy, complete, absolute ignorance. She doesn't understand it. But she's here pontificating as if she is the author of diplomacy. Now, viewers, you will get to know that she doesn't understand it when I show you an expert opinion that came onto the same page. This expert opinion was delivered by somebody who is a diplomat. And I'm sure that the person was frustrated about the kinds of things that were being written here. And so the person had to come and teach a whole diplomacy 101. And I'm going to show that to you in a minute. So this is what the said Ivy Heward Mills said. That is hatred, that a Blackwa, the problem is fluency of language, and that a Blackwa didn't say Ghana collaborated. She said something. She said something. Where is it here? In diplomacy, wording is very deliberate. He didn't even say Ghana collaborated. Collaboration is not automatic. I don't understand what I don't know who she is anyway. But everything she says here, for me as a student of political science, she's already so blatantly, she's off, completely off when you're talking about diplomacy. Okay, let's move on. So then comes the opinion I'm talking about. I don't want to put the person's name there because he's a diplomat, he's a foreign diplomat, so I really don't want to expose him in that regard. But that's what he says. He says, Maoli Dake, my brother, I surely do not hate a Blackwa or any other minister for that matter, but I believe I have an average sense of diplomacy and believe our minister said many things he could have avoided. Now, I have to say to you viewers that the guy saying he has an average sense of diplomacy is just being quite modest. This is a very serious Ghanaian diplomat. Very, very serious Ghanaian diplomat. I just don't want to put out his name and talk about him because he's doing his work. He's a very serious Ghanaian diplomat. So when he says that he has an average sense of diplomacy, no, he's just playing it down. He is a supreme diplomat. He knows what. Once I read it, you get it, that he knows what he's talking about. Let's move on. He said, diplomacy involves knowing what is public information and what is private or confidential information. Not everything must be uttered. Let me start with the issues I consider serious enough to warrant attention. First, why should the Ghana foreign minister tell the world that Nigeria has asked for support from the US? Nigeria and the US are two separate sovereign nations, and they can speak for themselves. Why should the Ghana foreign minister be the one to disclose this information? If the Nigerians deny, this could easily turn into a very unnecessary diplomatic incident which could have been avoided. It was none of his business to give out that information. Ivy Heward Mills, the said Ivy Heward Mills doesn't understand that. Nigeria and the government of Nigeria and the government of the United States have gone into an agreement. Both parties have not told the world that they've gone into an agreement. There was a problem in northern Nigeria. It was speculated that Christians were being killed. It's a very sensitive matter, extremely sensitive, particularly sensitive. And every diplomat will know the level of sensitivity associated with that kind of situation. And then Donald Trump, the American president, then says that he's worried about the situation in northern Nigeria and that Christians are asking for help and that America was going to intervene. Conversations go across the world about what kind of intervention. One day we hear that American troops are over there. Nigeria has not told the world anything. They didn't tell the world that they invited the Americans to come in. In fact, I don't think Nigeria has even told Nigerians that they invited America to come in. Ghana's foreign minister is the one broadcasting to the world that, oh, listen, Nigeria told America to come in. So when they told America to come in, then they called us. That is a faux pas. That is wrong. Ivy Heward Mills should know that. What does he read? She should know that. A foreign minister of Ghana tells the world that Nigeria and America have come into collaboration. Tell the world about something that we know about. We know the outcome. There was some military intervention in Nigeria, isn't it? And it was by Americans to try and save the Christian community, as it were. We don't even know the full details. Nobody told us anything. Then one day, the Ghanaian foreign minister said, oh, it was the Nigerians themselves who invited the Americans to come, and both of them collaborated with us. That's major. That's really major. The said Ivy Heward Mills, who says that people hate Ablakwa, she doesn't recognize this with all her diplomatic understanding. She doesn't even see this. Okay, let's move on. It says, let me start with the issue. Okay, so we dealt with that. Next one. He says, secondly, our foreign minister spoke about Ghana's involvement. Was this necessary? Does speaking about our involvement in fighting jihadists not increase the possibility of making Ghana a target? Was it necessary to provide all this detail? Third, in any case, was this information known to the Ghanaian parliament? Had this action received parliamentary approval? Why should Ghanaians hear about the involvement of their government in an external military issue at the same time that the rest of the world is hearing it? Nothing wrong if this is the direction our leaders wish to take, but we must be carried along either at the parliamentary level or at the national level. On a lighter note, he said, let me add the following. Fourth, was it necessary to hit the US by sneaking Venezuela into the response when this was not about an African issue? This is minor, but could easily have been avoided. Fifth, he says, the foreign minister spoke as if there are no advantages to having a military base by using the current Iran-Israeli war as an example. Have there been other examples where a military base has served as a deterrent? These issues don't have a yes or no answer. Life is more nuanced, and the foreign minister should know this better than I do. In conclusion, and this is what I like, in conclusion, he says, when I watched the clip, I told myself that this clip could be used in training diplomats on what not to say during interviews. My goodness, this is hard hitting, this is heavy. The experienced diplomat says that when he watches the script, this Ablakwa script we just played to you, it should be used to train diplomats on how not to speak. Ivy Heward Mills, the said Ivy Heward Mills, says that people hate Ablakwa and it's about fluency of language and it's about he being effective, and that we are used to foreign ministers who are not effective. The reason why she thinks foreign ministers are not effective is that they operate a certain code because they are the foremost diplomats. Everything they say can change anything. That's why she sees them as not effective. That's how foreign ministers work. So this guy says that video, they should use it to train people how not to speak as a diplomat and a foreign minister. That's what he says. He ends by saying that, to me, he spoke too much, and this has nothing to do with hatred. It has to do with experience. I believe he will learn and not repeat some of these self-inflicted own goals. They are totally unnecessary in my humble view. My points may not be agreeable to you and others, but it reflects a view of someone who does not hate Ablakwa. What's anybody hating Ablakwa for? Why? What's the matter? What's the matter that we have to hate him? I can understand. Maybe he came from school, he didn't work, he got an opportunity, he was able to buy a house in Airport Hills, and he got maybe if you say we hate him because of that, maybe that I'm sure that somebody says finishing school, no work, politics, that's what we are hating. Oh, please, let's be serious in this country. We are dealing with very serious people, very well achieved people. The guy writing is a serious diplomat, right? A very, very serious one. Those of you who are watching me, you know. These are very serious people who have built their lives without any government help, without politics. They're serious people. They are shining the flag of Ghana all over the world. He lives abroad. He's working abroad. He works in diplomacy. And I'm sure he was concerned about this thing. And so he had to write all these theses on the thing because one Maoli Dake and one Ivy Heward Mills come up and say that you hate Ablakwa, so he hasn't done anything. You are saying it. Well, tonight we have more to do. Let's finish with this issue. I think we are done with this issue. Okay, so as a result of Ablakwa's faux pas, the minority in parliament held a press conference where Samuel Abu-Jinapor, who is the ranking member of Foreign Affairs, told the press in Parliament that Parliament is not aware of any such agreement referred to by the Foreign Minister at the Chatham House event. That's even worse. That's serious. Foreign Minister goes to say that Parliament is aware of something. Parliament says we are not aware of it. Then, after the minority press conference yesterday, today, I'll show you that video as well. Roxanne Nelson Dafiamakpo of South Dai, is it North Dai or South Dai? Please check. He is negotiating with Samuel Abu-Jinapor in the lobby of Parliament that Abu-Jinapor should drop this matter. I'll show you all that. Now, he didn't know that he was being videoed. You see, the MPs, they have to be careful. You see, when you come out of that place, the people there, they are all bloggers, so they are all videoing you. And they can video you standing far away. And they can pick your sound standing far away. So be careful. Honorable MPs who are my friends, be careful. When you come, you see these the footballers, they do this. The cameras can zoom from far away and still pick your sound. So Roxanne Dafiamafo's sound was picked. He's a chief whip in Parliament. He was begging Abu-Jinapor, oh, this is a black one matter, please. Ivy Howard Mills should watch that video. That the chief whip in Parliament was pleading with Abu-Jinapor in the lobby of Parliament that he should drop this matter. Here is the press conference held by Abu-Jinapor.
There are very important questions to be asked. Firstly, what is the framework within which the Ghanaian government collaborated with the United States of America? We are reliably informed and we are reliably guided by the former Minister of Defense, who is on my right-hand side here, that at no stage in the 8 years of the Akufo-Addo administration did the government of Ghana get into any agreement with the United States to have Ghana be used as a base for launching military attacks in other foreign countries. So at what stage and through what legal mechanism or framework did our government collaborate and agree with the government of the United States of America to unleash a military action and airstrikes against a terrorist organization in a foreign country, Nigeria? That is the first question. The second question, if the government of Ghana entered into any such agreement with the government of the United States of America, the dictates and tenets of our national constitution are express and clear that such agreements must necessarily elicit parliamentary approval. And so if there was any such agreement, why has the government as yet not tabled that agreement before the Parliament of Ghana for ratification or otherwise? Thirdly, what are the national security implications for our country with this kind of collaboration? Does Ghana become a target of ISIS? Does Ghana become a target for other terrorist organizations? What measures have been put in place in Ghana to ensure that our citizens are protected and our national security is safeguarded? And so what measures has the government put in place in the light of this extraordinary disclosure by the foreign minister, a very high-ranking official of the government and a member of the National Security Council of the government, that our government, on the blind side of all of Ghana, the media, civil society, parliament, and other stakeholders in our country, collaborated and cooperated with the United States in December last year, some 3 clear months ago, to authorize a military action from Ghanaian soil into a foreign country against a terrorist organization. What measures have they put in place to protect Ghanaians? These are the 3 fundamental questions we ask. And we conclude by making this strong and firm demand that the Minister for Foreign Affairs should appear before Parliament immediately to brief Parliament the circumstances under which the Mahama administration collaborated with the United States to perpetuate this military action in Nigeria, and what framework, legal framework, was it that they took this action, and table it before Parliament for the consideration of Parliament. And finally, to give the Ghanaian people the needed assurance that Ghana is not being unnecessarily exposed to terrorist organizations.
That was Samuel Abu-Jinapor, who is the ranking member on Foreign Affairs. But he was not the only one who spoke at the press conference, because the matter has to do with both Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Defense, isn't it? This is what the former defense minister told the parliamentary press corps.
Let me state that Ghana has had the privilege to, and America has also had the privilege of signing agreements with Ghana in 1998, 2002, 2015, and all these agreements were put together in a document called Defense Cooperation Agreement, the Status of the United States Forces, in 2018, and I signed it on behalf of Ghana. In all these agreements, at no point was the United States or any other country allowed to use the territory of Ghana as a launch pad to attack any individual, any nation, any group of persons, or any organization. In fact, for the United States to even bring armed military aircraft, you will need the permission of Ghana. For them to launch any attack, you will need the express permission of the government of Ghana, particularly the president. Unless the foreign minister is telling us that there is another agreement that has been signed between 7th of January 2025 and now, what he has disclosed to the world poses a serious risk to you, the citizens of Ghana, and to Ghana as a whole. We all want to help fight the terrorists. We all want to quench it. And we partner with various countries, including the United States. But no government should be allowed to ask a foreign country without a formal agreement to use our territory to bomb, attack, or kill anybody without our permission. And the foreign minister needs to immediately brief the people of Ghana through Parliament.
So for NDC people who feel that there's some hatred against Ablakwa and all of that, your chief whip in Parliament, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamapo, is a member of Parliament for either North Dai or South Dai. South Dai. He's a member of Parliament for South Dai. Roxanne Nelson Dafiamapo, in the lobby of Parliament today, was pleading with Samuel Abujinapo that, Charlie, this matter, drop it. Why is he pleading? Because he identifies the faux pas that has been created by his brother by going to sit at Chatham House, doesn't secure briefing from the foreign affairs people, the ambassadors and the A1 officers there to give him a proper briefing. And he goes sit in Chatham House and he's disclosing to the world an agreement between Nigeria and the United States, a military cooperation agreement to fight insurgents in Nigeria. He's disclosing it in such grand detail to Chatham House. This is why Roxanne Nelson Dafiamapo, the chief whip, recognizes that this is a major bad blunder and is telling the minority that, please, 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 this one, drop it. See the video.
Have you seen? The mice is like drop. A while ago, now you can see. Why you are cooking? Every day you are cooking. It's just we use Ghana to bomb Nigeria. No. Let this one go. My job is not to sleep. Go and create jobs. The recruitment. Go and create jobs. You know the man quoted me. Small things I said yesterday. Quoted me in extenso. I wanted. Have you seen? Have you seen? The mice is threats. Like drop. A while ago, now you can see. Why you are cooking? Every day you are cooking. It's just we use Ghana to bomb Nigeria. No. Let this one.
I hope that you heard Dafia Mapo saying to Abu something. Don't worry, we'll transcribe it and we'll put it on our social media page. So that was Roxanne Nelson. If you didn't hear, I heard it, but if you didn't hear, we'll transcribe it. That was Roxanne Nelson Dafia Mapo telling Abu Jinapo, pulling him away, say, oh, please, 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 this one, leave it, please. This is a parliament that has 188 2/3 NDC and 1/3 or less than 1/3 MPP. And the chief whip of the 2/3 is asking the 1/3 that this is your matter, dear, please drop it. He's not asking for it to be dropped because if anything comes, they cannot marshal the numbers to vote against an opinion one way or the other. If they bring a censure motion, whatever, they can vote against it massively. But he recognizes that this is a real error from the foreign minister. I'm sure behind closed doors, you call him and tell him that, Chalinya, bro, sometimes you have to know how to talk. You are now foreign minister. You are not doing demonstration and aluta. This is foreign minister work. You really have to learn how to do it. I'm sure that Fiamapa will tell him in the background. Those who are saying that some people are hating on him, you are the people who hate him. Those who are telling Ablakwa on this matter that people hate him, you are the people who hate him. Maybe because you have to get something out of him or you have to get something for him, through him, about him. That's why you're telling him that. But if you love Ghana, you will look at the foreign minister and tell him that, Chief, you really need to do a few things. That's what you will do. But if you look at him and tell him that, oh, look at them, they hate you, it is going to get worse. Like what we said 1 year before, that today is happening. Today I'm going to show you a lot of NDC people, their quotes on social media. We told them today is happening. So when we are growing a country and a friend of mine makes a mistake, I have to tell him that, Charlie, you have to watch these things. When the media points something out, you have to tell him. Today I was listening to a morning show as I do all the time. And I was sometime around 8 o'clock, I think I tuned to Joy FM. And I heard them playing their video. They played it, then they played music, then they played music. They didn't talk much about it. And when you see the media giving attention to something, you must also pay attention to what they are saying. But some people are saying that Ablakwa is hated. But that's the end of that story. So you saw what has happened. So this is a diplomatic faux pas that we have to deal with. Now, let me get to the recruitment matter. The recruitment matter. Ghana Immigration, Ghana Police Service, and the Ghana National Fire Service. The first thing that worries me about this recruitment is that where the government knows that we are going to take 5,000 people, government is aware that they're taking 5,000 people. And then, yes, I like the mathematics here. Number of applicants for the 5,000 was 500,000, 500,000. The fees for forms per person was 220 cedis. And if you multiply that by 5,000, you are getting 110 million, is it Ghana cedis? 110 million Ghana cedis. Yet only 5,000 persons were recruited. There's a groundswell of opinion that those who were not recruited, they should give them back their 220 cedis. And why not? What are we doing in this country? You see, the other day, somebody put up a post about we hating poor people in this country. The people went to stand on the fire, the sun. I said fire. We went to stand on the sun. We remember that 5 women unfortunately passed. 6 women unfortunately passed. In that incident, we remember it. First time it ever happened. Because they asked plenty of people to come to Elwak Stadium. Then the next day, they were now asking some to go to Nicholson Stadium and Elwak Stadium. The places where they put them the next day, all those places existed. You see why sometimes people look at us differently? We are a government. We are a country. We have a government. We have 6 stadia. We have University of Ghana Stadium is there. It's free. University of Ghana Stadium is for government. It's there. Accra Sports Stadium is for government. It's there. Elwak Stadium is for government. It's there. Inside Burma Camp, there's Nicholson Park. It's for government. It's there. They knew all that. Dansoman Keep Fit's club is there. Boteman is there. They are all for government. The government, the Ghana Armed Forces, the leaders of the Ghana Armed Forces, the leaders of the Ghana Police, they all knew these places were there. Yet, they all conspired to ask that numbers of people to come into the Elwak Stadium so that we lost 6 lives, unfortunately. Nothing has happened to anybody. Nobody has been punished. This is the kind of government we run in Ghana. People have, if it's America and 1 American dies, do you know what they're going to do? 6 Ghanaian women died. Up till today, the government of John Mahama has said nothing. Nothing. Nobody has been punished. All they did, go to hospital and all wear their sad faces. This propaganda thing they do. Oh, we are sorry. Oh, we love people. If you love people, it will show in the policy. It's not going to hospital. Since you went to the hospital, I'm sure they find some money. That's what Senor Hosu was talking about in that our video, that they think they've given them some money. Small brain, small brain. That video, get that video ready if you have it. The Galamsey video. They're giving some money to their relatives, and that's about it. Whose responsibility was it? Who is punishing the dereliction of duty so that it serves as a deterrent? So that next time people in authority do not think that the post is for them. In Ghana, we have a lot of that. People in authority feel that the post is for them. They think that it is their own, it's for them, it's from their house. That's how some of our public officers behave. They behave as if the post is for them. Why? Because nobody is cracking the whip. Nobody is cracking the whip. 6 Ghanaian women died for recruitment. Up till today, the Minister for Interior, the Minister for Defense, the Jubilee House has not come to say that after the investigation, we have identified the dereliction of duty as follows. Mr. X and Mr. Y have been put on interdiction. They have been suspended. They have been this up till today. In other countries, the Chief of Defense Staff would have resigned. The Provost Marshal at Burma Camp would have resigned, because it is their responsibility, it is, to make sure that these things are done properly. It is their responsibility that these things should be done properly. They don't do the work, and they kill people, and nobody cares, because we are not human beings. When you go to some other land and you are being discriminated against, you complain. When they read these things on the social media in those countries, they wonder that who are the people running your country? People die and it doesn't matter. Okay, we have moved from bad to worse. The people have died. It didn't matter. It still doesn't matter till today. We are waiting for the report up to today. Every time NDC come and promise something. The other day, Minister for Energy said, 1 week, I will come and deal with electricity. It's now 9 days, 0. And the media are quiet. All the media are quiet. Energy Minister said 1 week. 1 week has long passed. Everybody is quiet. Next Tuesday, we'll have a full editorial on him. If he has not brought that his 1 week report, tell the Minister for Energy that if he hasn't brought the report by next Tuesday, to tell Ghanaians why instead of paying 1,000, we are paying 4,000 for electricity. To explain to Ghanaians that story that said that Ghanaians have paid 1.5 billion in excess of what they should be paying for electricity. If he doesn't come and explain that, on Tuesday, we don't have power. We cannot sack him. We don't have a gun, but we have the pen. And the pen is mightier than the sword. We'll deal with it. He's a minister. He's not responsible for himself. He's responsible for the rest of the Ghanaian people. That's energy. I'll come to it later. Let's continue with this one. So, a video man, please make sure you take the energy out if you can. So this is the immigration. This is the money. Bring the money back, please. This is the money. 110 million Ghana cedis. By today's Atufosin calculation, 110 is, help me. My other dear people will kill me if I can't do the calculation, because I know we are very good at maths. So you have about 10 million, in excess of 10 million United States dollars. That's how much the money. That money must be accounted for. The 10 million United States dollars that has been taken from 500,000 people and we have thrown them away. I mean, this is an offense. This is a crime. You take $10 million from poor Ghanaians, poor people. They come and stand on the sun at Elwak Stadium so that they join Soja. Poor people, poor. NDC told us during the campaign that they were going to recruit region. NDC said they will recruit military, Kumasi, Ashanti region military. So you don't need to come from the north. They recruit. Now they didn't do that. The promise failed. And then they put together the whole nation, and they were able to allocate 5,000 seats to the military. It's not just military, police, fast, everybody 5,000. Just 5,000 for everyone. And you tell these young people to produce 220 CDs. Atufosin sits in Ministry of Finance. Every day he has billions of gold board money. Every day Atufosin is praising himself that he has billions of gold board money. 10 billion, 18 billion, 25 billion. And Atufosin's billions cannot save 500,000 Ghanaians from 220 CDs. Then what is the money for? What is the money for? Is the money just to protect your equation so that you have 10 CDs, 10 CDs to $1? Is it 10 CDs to $1? Is that it? Look at what Abana Sewa is saying. He says, Kesala Atufosin, do you know that you are using the office of Ministry of Finance for your own presidential ambitions? It is meaningless to stabilize economy without employment. The pressure go over you soon. Please do the needful for the grassroots. Go and check who Abra Sewa Mankosa is. Her DP is John Mahama, so you can see. Her DP is John Mahama. Go and check who she is. You say you have done gold board, you have billion. You say you have sorted out the economy, your inflation is at 3%. There are European countries whose inflation is worse than Ghana today, and are 2%. And you cannot use that achievement to save 200. Bring me the equation again. You cannot use that achievement to save a poor Ghanaian of 220 cedis, so that you ask them to pay 220 cedis. 500,000 of them pay. You know that you can take 5,000. You take your 5,000, and then the rest of the 450,000, you take their 200 and you throw them away. Are we serious in this country? What is this? You take people's 220,000 upon your gold board cash. Gold board starch is sitting there. Bam! Gold board cash is there. Who is it for? Is it not for the people of Ghana? Is the gold not for the president to hold in trust for the people of Ghana? So you have sold the gold. You have money. The money is sitting there. Teachers don't have money. Nurses, you are not paying them. Everybody, you are not paying them. Come and recruit people to the armed forces, 5,000. What is worse? You take 220 from them. What is worse? Somebody's decision caused 5, 6 of them to die, lost their lives. No punishment, nothing. What are we doing in this country? What are we doing in this country? What are we doing to ourselves? What are we doing to ourselves? Is that how governments behave? Is that how countries that have governments behave? You collect poor people's 220 cedis. 220. You collect it from them and you throw them away. So those who today have gone out and have been told that they have failed exam, and when we saw the exam questions, it was totally bizarre. They were asking them that, what's the size of a basketball court? It's coming out. There's more stories coming today. The weekend, Monday is plenty. Every journalist has received millions of calls. I am tired of people calling me about this matter. It is not good. And we are better than that. We have people who can do better than that. Right inside the NDC, NDC is better than this. NDC is better than this. Then the worst of it. Today, Johnson Asiedu Ketia is speaking. And this is what he said. I'll show you the video. Because when I saw this, I knew that it's not true. But when I saw the video, I said, wow. He said, if 500,000 applicants are recruited into our police service, where will they find thieves to arrest? Asiedu Ketia, NDC national chairman. A national chairman of a party can speak like this. National chairman of a ruling party, he can speak like this. Oh, Papa Johnson, this one, dear. You know me, I'm your biggest supporter. This one, the other day, your white in the parliament was nice, so it's beautiful, Papa, please. I want some really nice with the hat. But this one, dear, Papa Asiedu, this one, dear. You are one of the wisest people in politics. You are one of the people who speaks a lot of sense. This one, Papa Asiedu, is below you. This one is not you. What is happening? 500,000 applicants are recruited into our police service. Where will they find thieves to arrest? Listen to the video and you'll get a proper context of what he said. Have a look at the video.
500,000, and then 5,000, and then 50,000, 500,000. And now, one more empire, a police. And you won't check 500,000. Now say, you see, Ubia or Pepai, a problem. Young farm. You found police for 500,000. And he found a woman for crashing to I found I am watching woman. I call you police. And why I never continue.
As for this one, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it. Viewers, help me. Viewers, help me. What should I say about this? Help me. A party chairman says if I start talking, it will become. I'm getting text message that it's okay, stop, cool down. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen the text. CBS News, I've seen your text. Somebody says Dafia Mapo. I think I have a lot of text. Let me go to the social media editors. Our next interview is with our first interview for the night is with DJ Tell. He says that there's problem in Tamale. He lives there. He breathes there. He does everything in Tamale. DJ Tell knows Tamale more than many people. He used to be on Tamale Radio. He's now on Tolon Radio. He's in the studio to tell us what the problem is in Tamale. Lawyer Eje Bafo is here. Lawyer Bafo is going to explain to us the attempted change of topic that the finance minister purported to do in Parliament, given the difficulties in the NDC situation. The finance minister went to Parliament to say something. Lawyer Jebafo has a completely different view of this 64 billion the finance minister is calling loss. He's in the studio to explain to us in some detail. And then Fifi Coleman. Oh, wow, what a performance he put up. I told you so. Don't worry, that's coming at the end of the show. Today is Thursday. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's go to the NDC issues on the just before I go to the text messages. I was watching on social media and I was wondering what is happening. There's a lot of fights within the NDC and you cannot understand. Here's a government that has 3% inflation, 10 cedis to the dollar. Everybody was praising Ato Forsen. Ato Forsen is doing well. Ato Forsen is doing well. John Mohammed's government is the best. Felix Kwacho also says you can never say that the indicators are wrong. The economy is doing better. If the economy is doing that good, why is there such severe consternation from the base of the NDC, rising up like a bowl of fire? Oh, this one is what? This game of politics. Somebody, okay, this one is about, this one is, okay, it says, this game of politics. Somebody committed a mistake that has made the base of the party angry. Instead of the party people going after him, they are trying to set Muntaka up for attack. I'm happy he's also speaking this time around. He was giving clearance to recruit 5,000 people. They received almost 500,000 applications. Issuing clearance doesn't rest with him. It is the finance ministry that gives clearance. Why would anyone leave Keselato Forsen and attack Muntaka over this? The very issue that triggered this noise from the party's base was caused by Sami Jemfi. He decided to give $12 million. Oh, is it true? I don't know, but you know, I don't think it's 12. I don't think so, because the Gold Boss said they didn't sponsor the event. He said he decided to give $12 million sponsorship to Girls Prefect and her group to go and have a party and celebrate the birthday of the wife-to-be. Hey! Big matter. Celebrate the birthday of the wife-to-be of a deputy minister in London. Why would you leave Sami and attack Muntaka? Those who made the decisions that angered the base are let off the hook, and people are setting up the innocent Muntaka for attacks. This is happening in NDC today. They said the deputy minister is going to get married to, who did he say is getting married? Birthday of the wife-to-be of a deputy minister. Girls Prefect and her group, and have a party and celebrate the birthday of a wife whose birthday was celebrated in the London event. They say she's the person whose birthday was celebrated is wife-to-be of a deputy minister. But deputy minister, if you want to do wife, I think the Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord, isn't it? So you can do your wife. Don't try Ghana money. If you do that, we get you. We will not forgive you because it's sacred. You can't use Ghana money around your finding a wife. You can't do that. You can't use Ghana money. You can't use your position. We've seen governments come and governments go. We've seen weddings come and weddings go. We haven't seen any wedding that's been taken out of the public exchequer. If you do that, one way or the other, you tell Gold Board to give your wife to be money, and you tell VRA to give your wife to be money, and if you do that, you will not be deputy minister forever. One day you step out and we will get you. Get you. So be careful. Be careful. Be wise. Read your Bible. Be careful. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So find a wife. Don't bring it around Gold Board, and that is for the people of Ghana. It's for your dying foot soldiers. The people that you stole their 220 million from. You pickpocketed them 220 cedis. You pickpocketed them 220 cedis that they should bring form to join military. You didn't take them and you threw them away and took their money. That's stealing. You stolen their money and you are using the money to do your wife wedding Gold Board. Hey, please, let's be careful. The guy is called what? Muntach General. Oh, I'm sure this one says some Some names. Okay, I'm sure there's another one. Let's look at another one. I saw a few of them. If you don't have another one, then let's go to. Oh, Abna Sewa is the one that we read already. She says, Kesela Tuforsen, do you know that? Oh, this one we read it already. Let's take another one. It talks about Tuforsen and his presidential ambition. Very, very bad. Okay, let me read it just for the video so it will be clear to people. It says, Kesela Tuforsen, do you know that you are using the office of the Ministry of Finance for your own presidential ambition? It is meaningless to stabilize economy without employment. This is an NDC person who is telling the finance minister that it's meaningless to stabilize economy without employment. We are not saying it. We don't even know it. But they are telling us that there's no employment. It's coming from the National Democratic Congress faithfuls, the ideologues of the NDC. It's coming from them. So those who are sending me texts, NDC people are sending me texts, go and look for Abena Sewa Mankosa and talk to her. She says that Atuforsen is using the money for his presidential ambition. So he's not spending. And he's stealing 220 from Ghanaians. We will organize a demonstration and collect that money. That 110 million cedis, equivalent of $10 million that they have taken. We will collect this back for the poor 500,000 people. Poor 500, you force them to go and bring you 220, knowing that you take only 5,000, you throw them to the street. A government who is supposed to be protecting the people, you throw them to the street. My goodness. It's serious. What else is here? Okay. Franklin Kujo. I'm going to leave you with that one. Franklin, let's just use the quote card. We don't have time. Let's use the quote card. Do you have Franklin Kujo's quote card? Let's come. Franklin Kujo is worried about something. He says that President Mahama shouldn't fly his brother Ibrahim's private jet. But why? Why shouldn't he fly it? This is his brother. He's giving it to him. They say it's for free. They started by saying it's at Standogbe's text said it's at no cost to government. Then Ofosu Kwakye comes and says that, oh, they are only buying fuel. Get the communication right. If you won't get anything right at all, please get the communication right. Standogbe cannot come and say this comes at no cost to government. Then the government spokesperson comes to say that we bought only fuel. It doesn't work. But NDC, why is everything decapitulating in 1 year? 1 year per. Everything is crumbling away. This week has shattered everything NDC has done. Just 1 week, everything is coming to a standstill. Everything is decapitated. You see how governance is. You respect Akufo-Addo for running it for 8 years. Respect him. Akufo-Addo, nothing was said about him till COVID. 17, 18, 19, 20, 4 solid years. He delivered it. And on COVID, he delivered better. After COVID, plenty problems. You people capitalize on it. You have come to 1 year. One. No COVID. No Russia-Ukraine war. No nothing. 1 year. You are doing so well on the figures. Everything is capitulating. NDC. Why? You can do whatever you want to do. You are the government. But as for stealing people's 220, I will remind you every day on this program that you have stolen 220 cedis from Ghanaians. Go and give their money to them. Go and give their money back to them. You said Oforiatta was doing haircut. You call the people and collect their money and put in your pocket and sack them, which is worse. You are looking for Oforiatta, he was doing haircut. You have collected people's money, put in your pocket, and you throw them to the street. And you are telling us that you're a good government? You cannot be a good government. It's not possible to be a good government. Franklin Kujo says, Mr. President, with due respect, you cannot be asking your appointees not to travel without providing economic justification, and then you jump on your brother's plane without providing us reasons why you think it is the only safe, available, and cheaper airline. You recently flew commercial, and your communication team happily shared videos. We all applauded. Seriously, this sends conflicting signals about your own fidelity to the public code of conduct for public office. This is the second time I have heard about using Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed's plane, and you may be earning back your own dead goat syndrome, which was last rejected by many. Please stop. Osofo Kujo, Imani, the founder, he says, Mr. President, please stop. Stop, Mr. President, stop. We were all here when they showed us photographs of President Mahama has flown Emirates. I stood here and said that, oh, the president was waiting for some number of hours in a hotel, Dubai, somewhere. They said that. Is that route not available? He's going to South Korea to see Kojo Choi. Is that route not available? Anyway, for us, on this matter, waiting concern Musa. Waiting concern Musa. On the Franklin Kujo presidential jet, waiting concern Musa, we are fine. What we cannot be fine with is the 220 cedis. Are to forcing, give the money back to the people. If you can't take them into police, into prison, give their money to them. Otherwise, we'll go on a looter. You see, give the money to them. You have plenty gold board money. You come and take 220 from some poor Ghanaian. Is that why you were voted into power? People power. Please text message. What are people saying? Today we'll go very far. Answer by you first. What are people saying?
Thank you very much, Paul. Coming from Mavis Ankama, she says, "Happy birthday, Mama Becky. God bless you richly." Max Berry and also Richard Ansah saying, "Our beautiful Rebecca." Daniel Apia says, "Happy birthday, Mommy. We love you so much." Don Kwesi Pedro says, "Wow, 75 years. God bless you, Mama Rebecca." George Amanfo Fori says, "Happy glorious birthday to you, Madam First Lady. May God continue to bless you and give you long life and good health. I love you to the moon." Ifwan Nyano says, "Happy blessed birthday, beautiful Rebecca, elegant at 75. Isaka Mahamadou says, "Our mother Rebecca, happy birthday with long life and good health." Augustine says, "She is so beautiful at 75. God bless her." Al-Hassan Mohammed says, "So, the incoming flag bearer of the NDC, that is Chairman Esiedu, is telling the Ghanaian youth that the government cannot absorb them into the security services because if the government absorbs all of them, the security services would ostensibly be on a holiday because there would be no criminals. But isn't this the same government that promised us the 24-hour economy and scammed us?" Calling it Formula 133. Lastly, coming from Al-Hassan Mohammed, he says, "This current foreign minister would go down in history as the most clueless chief diplomat ever." Over to you, Fatih.
All right, thank you, Anziba. So, coming from Kwame Otin, he shares an encounter with Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo. He says, "I once visited Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo's office, and upon greeting her, she invited me to sit and remarked that she seemed to recognize me. At that time, I was seeking a job, and she asked one of the assistants to take my details. However, the following day, I received a call from a woman claiming to be Mrs. Larry's assistant. Oddly, instead of discussing the job, she asked how I knew the First Lady, to which I explained that I had visited her office through a friend. This lady rather thwarted my opportunity. The key takeaway for me was that while the person of authority, that's Mrs. Akufo-Addo, was welcoming and recognized me, it was the assistant who seemed more skeptical and ultimately declined the opportunity. I want to express my gratitude for Mrs. Akufo-Addo's humility and graciousness. May God bless you with peace and harmony. Happy birthday to you." General Akbar from Tamale says, "This our current foreign minister still thinks that you can use propaganda to run a ministry. When they were in opposition, he was just going around doing propaganda, laying allegations on people left and right, center. So he thinks to run the ministry, you have to use the same propaganda to run it. Very soon, the good people of this nation will understand the party called NDC." Nati says, "This current Ghana foreign minister is diplomatically inexperienced." Yao February says, "The press conference made by the Interior Minister concerning the 500,000 applicants seeking to enter into the security services, only 100,000 qualified, but the government is recruiting only 5,000 personnel. If Chairman Johnson Asiedin Ketia see the 500,000 applicants and the unselected qualified applicants when recruited, the security services will not arrest any criminals, then he see majority of the applicants as criminals when the government, after unable to give them employment through the promised 24 hours economy policy and also supervised the majority of the WASI candidates, failed woefully and informing Ghanaians that they have improved the free SHS by giving them better yummy food." Max Berry says, "Remember, out of the 5,000, the government promised the 6 people who died's family of his lots, so it's left with 4,994. However, if the 6 people are recruited, how will they catch the thieves, according to General Mosquito?" Kwesi Barcelona says, "Honorable Samuel Ablakwa is too full of himself. At least it's just to usher himself the best to partner Chairman Johnson as you do for 2028. Samuel Blakwa doesn't even understand the oath of secrecy he took as a chief diplomat of the Republic of Ghana. And lastly, coming from Max Berry, says, our beautiful Rebecca, happy birthday to you. Now back to you, Paul.
Well. Thank you very much. And so much to happen later tonight. DJ Tel is in the studio. DJ Tel, good evening.
Good evening.
The people of Tamale are eager to hear you. Apparently, there's a problem there.
Not too really, but even before I start, you know where I come from, just like you said.
Yeah.
They are expecting me to join you tonight, so I just want to say thank you for the loyalty and for staying tuned. Say hi to everyone, especially our chiefs in Northern Ghana. Yes, not too really, except to say that yes, just like what you know already on the internet, it has to do with some few security challenges. You recall some few weeks back, the IGP, the current IGP deployed some...
Yes, that was about deployment of
special
police.
Security, that's right, to the Tamale enclaves, northern region for that matter. They even extended that to Upper East and some parts of Savannah region. You know, and the reason was simple. The IGP received a letter talking about many petitions talking about the insecurity, talking about security in northern region in connection with the youth and what they are about in recent times. You know, it is sad to announce that they have been taken off the region, because when they came, their core mandate was to see to it that those who are abusing these illicit drugs and those who sell to the youth are taken on, if not taking them to the police station, court, and later prosecuted. And that's what happened. So they were there for close to 6-7 months, I should say, when we heard also that the IGP is taking them off. Apparently, we were told that it was masterminded by some politicians in northern region. Some other few politicians were mentioned. I don't want to mention names here. But when they came, they did a lot of job. They sanitized the society, sanitized everywhere in the northern region. They were doing a fantastic job. Peace, chiefs, youth, everybody was supporting them until they were taken off. Yes, Paul, the day they were taken, they left Tamale. The next day, we have some shooting incidents, which I'm sure you might have heard of, in Nanton, relating to chieftaincy. Just a day after, there was a shooting incident.
What was the reason for pulling out the police? What reason was given?
According to the IGP, he said they were not constituted for one place. They are a special task force.
What work were they doing in Tamale?
They were there to make sure that, the petition was centered on illicit drugs, abuse of drugs, and sales of drugs. So the IGP deployed them specifically, purposely for combating that. And when they came, they visited a lot of youth bases. Some were beaten, some arrested, locked up at the police station, and later taken to court for court to charge them. So when they came, everywhere, apart from even the drugs, people were afraid to do certain kind of things, because when they do, they might come in and discipline them. And they were made up not even with police officers alone. There were some national security people around them. And so they were not popular. People were not familiar with them. And so they were very afraid of what they do. Now, the problem has to do with taking them off. And just like you asked, the IGP had to said that, he said that they were not meant for northern region and they were going to be taken off northern region. That's our problem. They were leaving. Youth from northern region gathered at their hotel, begged them not to leave, because they were doing a fantastic job.
But I hear that the politicians wanted them to leave and the youth wanted them to remain. What is that about?
They're saying that because before the exit, they had a problem with a very powerful chief. They traced someone who sells ammunition, and they traced him to a community called Banvam. And the chief came in to calm the situation. In the process, he made some statements regarding chieftaincy, and his problem was that this Abudu and Andanis, is almost out of northern region, thanks to President Nana Akufo-Addo, former President Nana Akufo-Addo, who came and made sure that we now have a king. So there's no Abudus that don't Andanich fight once again. Now. So what we are saying now is that the chief said that he suspects that the leader of the special task force who was Abdul Jalil, DSP Abdul Jalil, came for personal vendettas. You know, in other words, he came to, because he's from Abudus, the Abudus, and this search is from the Andaris. And so he was thinking that he's coming to retaliate or sort of, you know, just fighting some personal vendetta. Let me put it that way. So the video came out and people were very disappointed. So when they left, many attributed that to the chief and his MP in the person of Honorable Haruna Idris, who is the MP of the area.
Tamale South?
That's right. That's where the chief resides. And that's where the incident happened. They went in there, sanitized the place, arrested a guy who allegedly was the center of the problem by selling ammunitions. You know, so when that happened and the video came out and now they are leaving, many said that is the chief and others saying that it was supported by Honorable Haruna Idrisu, which I am sure is not the case. But they were just doing this to register their displeasure towards them exiting. And so they pleaded to the IGP to let them stay back, you know, and the IGP said no. And so it turns out to be a political issue. And
since they left, has the insecurity grown?
After the insecurity, many were even waiting for them to leave, for them to continue. You know, when they came, you know, at first there were so much, I mean, there was so much impunity where people could just sit on roads, by the roadside, take drugs, you know, take alcohol.
Internally?
Yes, do videos. It's not just peculiar, Paul.
When did it start?
Long time ago, until a local task force was formed, introduced themselves to the overlord, and the overlord gave them his blessings for them to
Who
start.
Who is the overlord? Is it Dakwema?
No, the Yana, the paramount chief.
But the Yana, is Yana not in Yendi?
He's in Yendi.
But it's Tamale.
But he's the overlord.
He's the overlord of Dagban.
Tamale is just a capital, and Yendi is a traditional capital of Northern. That's where he resides. And so he gave the blessings to the local task force. They started their work, people applauded them. Later, the IGP special team came in. And they were supported by imams, chiefs, and so many people. And so the leader, I think the problem was just the leader. When I talk about the leader.
Of the task force.
Of the task force.
Who was identified as
that's Abudu's one, and an MPP member. And so anytime he goes in to arrest somebody who is affiliated to the NDC, what we hear is that,
so that was the political conversation.
That's right. And it went to chieftaincy. That's the Abudi, and then the...
So that's why the MPP there were alleging that Idris Haruna wants the task force out.
Because
they're arresting his people.
That's right. Because it's mainly NDC in Northern region. And the unfortunate thing is that this man, you know, didn't just start with Northern Ghana. You know, they were deployed in some Galamsey areas. They executed their duties. The IGP was happy and said, Jalil, you are going back to Northern region because they are your people. And I received a lot of petitions about insecurity of the area. And so lead your people there. Of course, we know him. He's a Dagomba. We know him. He's an Abudus. But he doesn't play with his work. You know, from where I sit, because he arrested members from the NDC, the MPP. But many just wanted him off the region.
So right now, the security situation in Tamale, from the way you look at it as a journalist, is not good?
The security situation, I put it in two folds. It's not to a point whereby people are fighting with guns. It's just about, you know, our future and the way the youth, you know, are abusing the drugs. That is it for now. Except to say when they left, there was
what kind of drugs are they abusing? Is it red? Where do they get it from?
Yes, yes, that's the question. Many also argue that they should leave them and tackle the source of the drug. Many bring it in from Cote d'Ivoire, some from Nigeria, through our borders. And so the hypocrisy is, it came through our borders, and now we want to pretend that we are fighting. And so when they left, there was it's not a political issue, not a traditional issue. There was shooting in Nanton, you know, a community in Northern region, where the Yana and Skin a new chief for them. But for some reasons, many of the people in the Northern region doesn't want him to come to Nanton, you know. So during the safe march, he was made a special guest of honor in that community, the chief of that community, and skinned by the overlord. So when he got there, many who didn't like him started moving from the gathering, you know. So they moved until the time the chief was returning home, when a group of people, according to people, what I heard from there, even though my radio station went there and gave some eyewitness accounts, according to them, the entourage followed the chief home and returned with a gun and sprayed among the youth who were seated, you know, for a reason that they were insulted. Somebody threw stone at them, and so when they came, they fired into the crowd. One lost his life, others were severely injured, were taken to the hospital. You know, the person who died actually has 3 wives and 13 children. Yes, a young guy, and one wife among them is even pregnant. You know, so at this point, they allege and mention, somebody's name who was involved and who was suspected that did that particular shooting. You know, as I'm talking, the police is up to the task. We're told that he was arrested and he's currently, you know, in...
Let's do the water situation. We're running out of time now. So what's the water situation in Tamale?
Like I said when I came last, it has always been so. And this year, it's not, there's something, it's still the same. You know, it has to do with the population of Northern region. Unfortunately, President Mahama, you know, promised that he will come in and expand the water system, only for him to come and never return to that talks. From Yindi, where the overlord himself begged President Mahama to come and do it. I'm not politicizing it, but our population keep growing. Oh, you recall, I told you the machines were 1976, 1970-something, you know, machines.
So Tamale needs a major overhaul of the water system.
That's it. I mean, retooling, because of the machines, they are very absolute, and we need to retool them from Nawoni to Dalang and to Northern region. The problem here is the population. People keep building.
Adding up, yeah.
That's right.
And it's growing as a metropolis.
That's right, and it's a metropolis already. And they are not doing anything about the expansion of the water. Mr. Mama, in fact, said he's going to do some from Yapi, you know, from the white water, and tap it to some communities.
So when does it flow?
It does every day, but the quantity, the number of gallons that we're supposed to
So it starts and then it cuts.
That's right. And it's within just Dalang and, you know, where the machines are. So tankers go there, buy the water, go into the communities, and sell for them, you know. So, Paul, I can only use your platform because it's no longer becoming funny. It's not funny at all.
The water
about water. If you go to Ghana school right now, students are sharing water with, you know, cattle. Students are sharing water with community women. In fact, it's a damn water, and they can't even use it for any meaningful thing. Water is life. And so I can only urge that, just like we said the last time I came, the central government needs to step in. This has gone beyond the regional minister, it has gone beyond the mayor, and even the chiefs of Northern Ghana. It's not because we don't have a source of water, it is because we don't have the machines that can pump the water to the community, the people in the communities. So it's still the same. Just recently, Joint News came and they did some documentary on that. So there are pictures.
Yes, we are showing the pictures, as you can see. Yeah,
that's right. So
that's a serious matter.
We are actually, in fact, it's even more than what I was talking about the peace issue. Because water is life. Without water, you can't do anything. Even firing gun, like I said, without water, you can't, fire gun. So, Paul, like I said, the security and the water issue is the main problem currently in Northern region. Just today, I was told that the IGP deployed them to the Savannah region where there are some chaos going on there. So I can only use a platform once again, the water issue and the security issue, and plead to the central government to see to it that our security in Northern region issues, challenges is addressed, and water issues also addressed. Because it has to do with the central government, and nobody from the central government is telling us anything. So, Paul, I just want to beg and go back to the security issue. That has to do with the regional police commander.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, finally. The regional police commander was asked in a press conference about their exiting because we need to have people replacing them. We need to have people replacing them to be able to do the job. So I can only announce that regional commander is saying these people came and we're calling them Black Maria because of the big car they use in chasing these criminals. So the man, the regional minister is saying, the commander is saying he's going to replace them with a group called Red Maria. They are going to start operation soon, and soon we'll see them in town. But for now, Black Maria is out, and we foresee that they will return to drugs. They will return to the sales of the drugs, and something needs to be done. So the IGP, if you are listening, we have so many police officers. You can add us or change us. Another group to be able to put Tamale in order. I can't compare Tamale or Northern region to any other place in Ghana when it comes to the abuse of these illicit drugs. And so, Paul, like I said, it's also a major issue. It's a security issue that that actually threats our future,
But IGP has promised that he'll keep an eye on it, isn't it?
The problem is the uniform police, the local police who are supposed to be doing it. He's saying that the police are there, so they should leave their work for the police. And for now, most of them are being compromised. They are in Northern region for long. They get to know the Tagumba people, Tagumba chiefs. So there are certain things happening because they get to know them. So it needs a complete stranger, someone who doesn't know anyone, someone who doesn't know how Northern region works, someone who doesn't know how anybody works. So that when they come, because majority of them were strangers. I mean, the IGP special task force, yeah. Only the leader we knew.
And that created a problem.
That created a problem. So I can only advise again that to bring somebody or bring some people to do, they must bring people we don't even know. I mean, we don't know to do that, because when they come and we know them, or people get to know them, they'll be compromised. And when that happens, I'm afraid they will not be able to.
Or there'll be prejudices.
That's right. They will not be able to do their job.
Let me see what people are saying about what you just said. Thank you, DJ Tel, for that interview. Next will be Lawyer Bafo to tell us what's happening in Parliament. So, Anzaba, what are people saying?
Thank you very much, Paul. Coming from Saeed Countryman, he says, Unseen Hands, aka the owners of Tamale, have succeeded in shredding a successful approach to the riding of the once beautiful Tamale to crime. The Black Maria team, led by ASP Abdul Jalil, was doing a yeoman's job, albeit the few excuses. With this turn of events, it is safe to say that those chiefs who have made their palaces safe havens for goons should come for cola. Even those hiding behind politics to reassign the team, they have done well. They will live long, and he uses an emoji to imply he's being sarcastic. God's Way Salem says the tankers are also in politics because of business. And then lastly, coming from Jacob Koulibaly, he says, Paul, thank you for diverting Mr. Tell from the statements he was making. It would have put him in danger for going into details of that matter. Coming from our sponsors, we have Gexim at 10, Conference LPM. The bank is hosting an international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting Gexim for the Next Frontier, from the 25th to the 26th of March 2026 at the Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel, Accra, at 8 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the opening of the conference. The conference will bring together captains of industry, thought leaders and decision makers in the global development finance ecosystem to deliberate on emerging issues in the development of the finance space. You can call 020-854-1480. I repeat, 020-854-1480 to make enquiries. You can also visit www.eximbankghana.com/conference to register. www.eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adinam Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. The media partners include Daily Graphic, Media General, City FM, Radio Gold, Channel 1 TV, the Multimedia Group, and Metro TV. And knowledge partners are the IFC and the SME Finance Forum. Over to you, Fatih.
Right, thank you, Anzaba. So Khalifa says, thanks so much, Mr. Tell. You have presented well. Mr. Planner Jr. from Kintampo says, the water crisis in Northern region has been an old age problem that needs to be tackled squarely. I did my national service in Sablugu and it wasn't easy. It's so disheartening. Governments need to pay attention to that situation in Northern region. God's Way Salom says the tankers are also in politics because of business. And lastly, coming from Idi Mohammed, he says, man of integrity, call him Mr. Tell for short. Now let's hear from Pepsodent LPM's Pepsodent Cavity Fighter toothpaste. Every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, so leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. This prevents cavities, keeps your teeth strong and mouth healthy. Pepsodent Cavity comes in 175 grams, that's the big pack, and they have the 120-gram Ejakwa pack, 65 and 12 grams sachet. So you can always get what you can afford at any time. Don't just use toothpaste that brush your teeth. Use Pepsodent that protects your teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for over 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended for the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free, so you can call on 0800 161 000. I repeat, 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you, and you can call on the customer care center on toll-free 0800 200030. Pepsodent, every smile matters. That's it, Paul.
All right, this is a growing story that we have to say something about just before we go to our interview. Suesco alumni alarmed at headmistress is transferred amid alleged political interference. The story that is under investigation is that the member of parliament for the area is forcing the headmistress of Swedru Secondary to leave. The member of parliament, she as member of parliament says that the headmistress of Swedru Secondary, she suspects that she's MPP. The MP suspects that the Swedru Secondary headmistress is MPP. So the MP has moved that the woman be changed. And in that she has clashed with alumni of the school who have been working with the woman and who don't understand what it means to say some headmaster is MPP or is NDC. This is the kind of thing we are seeing. This is the kind of thing we are seeing. That member of parliament, nothing has happened to her. Nobody can control her. Nobody can say anything. She towers above everyone. She's the master of all she surveys. She's not the first member of parliament there. There have been members of parliament there. But she has come. She's member of parliament. She will decide that the secondary school that is in the area, she will decide who should be headmaster, headmistress, headmaster, head teacher. She's deciding it. These are some of the stories that are coming. Today, we don't have time to deal with that. So we're just hinting that something must be done from between the Director General of the Ghana Education Service. We'll have time for him on Tuesday, the new Director General of the Ghana Education Service. The Director General of Ghana Education must explain what were the circumstances that went into purportedly removing the Swedru Secondary School headmistress. Because a politician says, I don't want that. Is that the kind of country we want to grow? Another politician comes. Politicians are now changing headmaster. Politician, not all students, not people with a stake in it. The politician, he's changing headmaster. So another MP comes and says, oh, you are NDC headmaster. We are going to send politics to everything. The education, which is sacred for our people, that one cannot remain apolitical. Education too must be politicized so that an MP is changing Swedru Secondary School headmaster. And we are all sitting down quiet. The Ghana Education Service has existed since 1960. Have they had an MP coming to say change headmaster? In fact, according to the story, she forcibly goes into the school and asks the woman to leave. Threatens her that if you don't leave, you see what I'll let my boys do to you. And they all have boys. They always have boys. All right, we'll get there. A Fifi Coleman is coming later on. Please don't go anywhere. We have a lot of fun. Lawyer Bafuewa is here. And you saw his very fiery statement to Parliament. Maybe we can see a little bit of that. Just a little bit at the beginning. Let's see what Lawyer Bafuewa told Parliament yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, when we first came to this house, one of the first advice or initial advice that we were given was that we should be careful what we say as politicians, because that has become the basis for the nation to develop mistrust for politicians. It appears that that advice, Mr. Speaker, was not taken by the same persons who were given that advice. Mr. Speaker, I can appreciate why our colleagues on the other side of the aisle keeps making reference to report, as though what the minister read on the floor of this house was the report. Mr. Speaker, because they are confusing the report with the statement. Mr. Speaker, what is up for debate is not the report, but a statement. A statement by the minister containing extracts, supposedly extracts.
Honorable Member, I do not call for debate on anything.
Mr. Speaker, comment. containing extracts, Mr. Speaker, and not the report itself.
Welcome to the studio, Abafo. Thank you for calling, coming to us anytime we call upon you. It's past 11, but you're here. Viewers, you give us some information there. So that as today is Thursday, so tomorrow is easy. What's happening in Parliament?
Parliament, being in opposition is not the best of times to be in Parliament, but it's also very necessary where your views on matters, you have the opportunity to articulate them. When you are in government, you are a bit constrained. And so it's one of mixed feelings. A good time, but bad time.
This issue about 64 billion loss, which case Lato for symbol, and I just saw a post on X which says that the MPP are thieves. So what is his point? What is he saying? That MPP stole 64 billion?
I'll move to it, but let me chip in this because I saw you do some presentation on what Honorable Kujata Blakwa.
Oh yes.
I'm quite curious as to who took the video of his presentation and who put it out, because Chatham House has a non-attribution rule. The rule that you can use the content of what is discussed at Chatham House, but you can't reveal who said what at Chatham House. And so who must have taken Okudjata Blakwa's video and who put it out? If he is the one that did it, then it is even worse. It adds up to serious degree of immaturity and inexperience on his part as a minister, as the foremost diplomat of Ghana. I think that his conduct so far needs to be reviewed. And the president, who himself at some point was the ranking member for foreign affairs for his party in Parliament, and has some fair experience as to how some of these things are dealt with, would have to take a very serious view of Honorable Kujata Blakwa's conduct so far. I think that it doesn't, I don't think it is good for the country, and he needs to be seriously reviewed in terms of his conduct so far. Mm-hmm. So now we can move to...
Yes, so let's come to the final.
Context is very important. Mm-hmm. So the Deputy Finance Minister, my very good friend, Honorable Ampem Nyako Thomas, he was the SRC president when I did my first degree in tech. In fact, I was his campaign manager.
Oh, okay.
I was, so we are very close. He had come to Parliament to make a statement, supposedly on an audit report. The audit report is supposed to be audit of arrears, right, which were being claimed post the MPP administration. And so the report is titled Audit Report on Arrears up until the end of December 2024. Clearly, arrears for the year, the last year of the MPP administration. Question is this: Paul, what he brought to the House, what he presented to the House, was not the report itself. And this is the context that needs to be emphasized for the appreciation of your viewers. Mm-hmm. It was not the report itself. Why is that important? It is important because if it was the report which was being put or being laid before the House, firstly, it would have come through a different procedure. Mm-hmm. Secondly, the report would have been debated. And so we would have had the benefit of the content of the report and debate the content of the report. Why is the content of the report necessary? The content of the report is necessary to the extent that it doesn't contain only the opinion of the auditor, but also the responses the auditor received in respect of his opinion, what some people call the management response, and also possibly some comments that may have come during the exit meeting. And so if the report had been laid and we're debating the report, would have had a holistic view of everything that had happened. But in this particular instance, the minister didn't come to Parliament to lay the report, but a statement on the report. Guess what is in the so-called statement? Mm-hmm. What is supposed to be in the statement is what the minister calls excerpts of the report.
Yeah.
Now, the excerpts of the report doesn't even give you references of the part of the report that is being referred to.
So the reference that 64 billion of claims was illegal is not contained in the report.
Whether or not it's contained in the report, Parliament hasn't seen it.
So how has it become a discussion in Parliament?
Because the minister, rather than allowing the report to go through the normal route, chose to come and make a statement on the floor of Parliament on the report, which is yet to be laid before Parliament.
What report is it? Auditor General's
the Auditor General's report on arrears, right, up until the end of December 2024. Arrears.
Okay, that have not been paid. So the finance minister asked the Auditor General to review it.
So I'll come there.
Yeah.
So basically, he had come to read a statement on it, not the report itself. So the report wasn't before Parliament. Parliament doesn't know the content of the report. The 64 billion, whether or not it is true, Parliament is not aware of it.
Because but when he made the 64 billion claim, did he say where he's getting it from?
He said it's from the report.
But you can't find it in the report.
Because the report is not before us.
But is that the trajectory of Parliament's work?
No.
When a report is ready,
when the report is ready,
is it not laid
to
the relevant committee?
It depends on the nature of the report. For instance, the Auditor General's report is submitted to the Speaker of Parliament, who would, through the business committee, right, bring it to Parliament. Parliament would debate it consistent with Article 187 of the Constitution. And then the necessary referral is made
to a committee,
to the Public Accounts Committee.
Okay.
But this particular report is not the statutory report. The statutory report is the Statutory Auditor General's report, which is the annual audit.
So this is an ad hoc one.
This is a special committee. This is a special audit.
Requested by the Finance Minister.
Requested by the Finance Minister.
So will it come to Parliament?
To give him an indication as to our debt position, and to also know whether or not certain claims that had been put before the House were valid claims. And so, yes, it has to come before the House. But if it is coming before the House, there's a procedure by which it comes before the House. And so but for mischief, the report should have gone through the normal processes.
So you suspect the statement issued by the Deputy Finance Minister is irregular?
Oh, the statement was clearly propaganda.
And is it irregular?
It was clearly, he has the right to make a statement. And so you cannot say it's irregular. But it is in bad faith. It's intended to achieve propaganda value.
So is it true or is it not true that the MPP blew 64 billion?
That is not true. You see, Paul, for every dispensation, when you are in office, you invest. And in investing to provide goods and services and infrastructure, you engage the services of contractors to do that. When a government takes over, the government inherits those assets, and it also inherits liabilities. Chances are people will come with very false claims, like it happened in the case of Alfred Agbesi-Woyomi.
Yes.
People will definitely come with false claims. And so what you do as the Minister of Finance, like the MPP did in 2018, is to audit those claims, to validate them, whether or not they are genuine. And so when you audit them and they are not genuine, you reject them. If they are genuine, you go ahead to pay them. So it's not as if the claims are being made by the new patriotic party or elements of the party. These are contractors who
believe they've done work
for Ghana.
And have submitted
their claims, mostly interim payment certificates, which would have been certified by consultants. And so when you investigate them and they are valid claims, you pay them. If they are not valid claims, you reject them. Why should this become so partisan, such that you make a statement on it with the view that once the statement is made, it is going to raise the blood pressure of Ghanaians, because your colleagues will now get the opportunity to play mischief with it. And that is why I stated on the floor of Parliament that the statement is being debated as if it is the report. But the report is not before us. Whether or not the references the minister is making, right, are indeed from the report, we all don't know.
Because if it's from the report will show how they came by it.
How they came by it. And in fact, it will show pages of the report where the statements are coming from.
And those who conducted the audit also spoke to those who were making the claims.
Exactly.
Okay.
And mostly we know how audits are done.
So they have heard both sides.
They've heard both sides.
And they've come to a conclusion that this is verifiable, this is not verifiable.
And so when you look at the report itself, you are likely to find the responses of those the auditors spoke to. Right? Whether if there is an admission, it will say it. If there is no admission, they would say it. And so when you come and put out a statement of that nature, it could only be for propaganda value. And that's what they sought to do. But
in his statement, did he say that the Auditor General's report, based on the ad hoc committee that was set up, or based on ad hoc requests made by the Minister of Finance, that the Auditor General should conduct this audit on payments and arrears? Did he say in the statement that out of the report, Mr. Speaker, there is a 64 billion claim that has not been verified?
He said it.
Okay.
No,
but why is that?
He said that there was a 64 billion claim. After verification, right, about 8 point something has been rejected as being an untenable claim, right? Then they went on, started lambasting the MPP administration, that this is what has happened. This country, I mean, you should look at the tapes, the video recordings of my good friend Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, even the road minister, Honorable Governs Kwame Agbuja. It was a clear case of accusation of the MPP administration.
That they did what?
That it is because of their negligence or irresponsibility that there has been some losses occasioned the country, right? But the audit is not to ascertain losses. The audit is to validate claims.
Is there a date when the audit is coming to Speaker, the report? Do you know?
No. So rather than, that's what I'm saying, rather than...
Would they decide that they won't bring the report?
If they decide that they won't bring the report, there's nothing you can do to them. Because the report was commissioned, the audit was commissioned by the Minister for Finance. And it was to serve its own purpose.
So he doesn't need to bring
it is distinct from Article 187.
I get that. So why is what was the point of telling Parliament about the 64 billion? What action was the Deputy Minister looking for?
So mostly when you make a statement on the floor of Parliament, the Speaker can refer the statement to the appropriate committee for them to look into it. So right now that the report is not before Parliament, and the Speaker has only referred the statement, it means that the Speaker has now referred the statement minus the report.
Yes.
So the committee will now be looking at just the report, the statement by the minister. The question is, what are they going to achieve in the absence of the report? Because if it is the case that you want us to put in place corrective measures to forestall future occurrence of anything that we consider untoward, right? Then it is the report you'd have laid before the House. And that is the reason why we say that what he came to do was purely propaganda.
I think I get it. We'll see how, on Tuesday we'll talk about this. Could you had something to say about this? We'll talk to him on Tuesday about that. Lawyer, just give me a minute. I'm going to talk to some people who did something very fantastic. They might need you to watch it. Because you're an MP and young people in your constituency. Fatih, what are people saying about this? Let's get in Fifi Coleman now, the last segment of Good. He's coming with a beer. I'll give you a surprise viewer. There's a surprise person coming on the show now. And don't go anywhere, he's coming. I'll take 5 minutes of your time. Beautiful videos from the Fifi Coleman's performance of I Told You So are coming. So hold on a bit. Yes, lawyer.
So, Paul, whilst you are talking about I Told You So, I've spoken to you about the Soloku Festival in Maisha South.
Yes. I need to
We'll be coming to give you an invitation.
I'll be there for sure.
So the organizers will be coming. Alaji Abuba, KDK, Joe Aladi, they will all be coming to give you an invitation.
Absolutely. We'll be delighted to see that.
So thanks for having me, Paul.
Okay, so my guys, please play back Johnson Asiedu Nketiah's video, the one that he was talking about 500,000, whilst we usher in Fifi Coleman.
500,000, and you're 5,000, when you're 50,000, 500,000. And now, one more MP quiet. Police. Until we check 500,000. Na say yesi obia ope kwai akumdom. Yemfa. Yemfa police for 500,000. He can now open a crop for crash it. I for I watch you. You know, I call police. 500,000. And you 5,000, when you 50,000. 500,000. And now, one more empire. I call police. Until we check 500,000. Na say yesi obia ope kwai akumdom. Yemfa. Yemfa police for 500,000. And he can now open a crop for crash it. I for I watch you. You know, I call police. Until why I never continue. $500,000. And you 5,000, when you 50,000. 500,000. And now, one more empire. I call police.
Welcome back to the show. Let's see what Mr. Beautiful has. Did my cameraman Solo, was he able to put it together? Maybe he'll do it. There you go. I told you so. That's Mr. Beautiful in our studio. Mr. Beautiful, good evening. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Long time. Now, I set this agenda because even though we don't have time, we'll put it on social media. Many people will see it. I think that the arts are just an important arm of our development agenda. It's also after we grew up, before we got to know that all the Osofodazis we were watching was about government policy. There's a guy called Joris Wattenberg who used to write Osofodazi scripts. And Joris Wattenberg, as the writer of Osofodazi scripts, his office was in the office of the president. Kutu Achampong had Joris Wattenberg right next there. So when they had a cabinet meeting and they decided on a government policy, they called Joris. Joris, come. This is a policy we want to introduce. Can you put it in the play for Osofodazi to do it, to popularize the policy so people can understand? So a lot of the Osofodazi videos, television sitcoms we were watching every Sunday night was about churning out government policy. The PNDC continued with Obra. I think there should come a time where in Ghana, we have such great theaters that every weekend there's a show. Every weekend throughout the year. Ministry of Tourism must have the calendar. Ministry of Tourism must support different groups. They must vet it and raise the standard if they have to, so that here in Ghana, everyone in the world knows that in Ghana, every weekend there's a performance and it's a great theater. You go there, you get nice popcorn, you get everything. And over time, we may make some losses at the beginning, but over 5 years, 10 years, it will be established. And people will now be bringing their performances to Ghana. That's the day that we'll see what the arts can do. The arts can do a lot. Let's never ignore it. But somehow, government after government, I don't know what happens. We have gotten to the time where we need to take the bull by the horn and build the arts. It's not about talking. It's about funding. That's very, very important because the talent is available. It's about funding. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Fifi, let's start with you. What was this brilliant idea about? We also, I told you so. Oh yeah, dear, yes, to kiss sewing machine. We all know about that story. But then suddenly I saw George Quay talking about it. I got very excited. I said, what's happening? He said, I told you so on stage. I said, wow, this is going to be very, because I told you so originally, it's a film.
Originally, it was a concert party.
It was a concert party production.
Yes, and then became a stage production. Then it was shot into, it was written to a movie. So it went through all the 3 stages of concert party with a trio with Lord Bob Cole and his people. Now it adapted into a stage play. After that, then the Egbert Ejuswu and the colleagues of them also put it together in a screenplay, and then it became a movie. Yes.
So you studied all that?
Yes.
Now tell us the story of I Told You So. What is the story? So those who don't know.
Jones has just arrived from Nigeria. He's looking for
Agege?
Yeah, Agege. Yeah, the time is Agege. Yes. And Nigeria. So he's back. He's looking for a bride, somebody to marry, the money that he's made from Nigeria to spend with. An entire community is for Jones, but for Rosina's father, who says, I do not know how you made your money. I cannot give my daughter to you without knowing your background. And everybody said, who cares about background? The man is rich. What are we talking about? So everybody else toes the line of, let's support this man, whether he's good or bad, to marry this lady. And that the wedding ceremony, I think it's even done. The wedding is that the marriage actually happened. And the reception, this man gets arrested, and then we go back into what happened before he left for Agege, and then we realize he stole money from Ghana, diamonds from Ghana, and then went to Agege to go work with it.
So the I told you so is the father of the supposed
bride,
who said, I warned you about it.
I warned you about it.
So Oswabre bro is who?
Mr. Beautiful. He's the uncle of the bride-to-be, Rosina.
Who was pushing the wedding agenda.
He pushed everyone. Not just, he pushed everyone in the community.
And Lord Bob Cole is who? The gentleman from Nigeria?
No, that is Jones, Cobra Jones.
That's what Lord Bob Cole is who in the play? Is he the one who's coming to get married?
That's the father of the bride.
Oh, the father of the bride is the Lord Bob Cole.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
So what was all those nice food and eggs and all that about in the movie and then you put on a play? Was it the engagement party?
No, that's the meeting of the parties where the first time that Jones was introduced to Oswabre, who offered the niece in marriage. So that's their very first meeting was like we met at the bar. There's a new guy walked in. I was like, wait, who are you? You look rich. What do you want? I'm looking for a bride. Okay, fine, I can help you. Let's move.
Did you think it was a successful production?
It was hugely successful.
Oh, we thank God. So we are happy to hear that.
Yes, it was
Is
amazing.
it by attendance? Is it by performance?
By attendance, by performance, by support from, so a few people that came together to say we like the idea of what you're doing, and now we're looking at the reviews after the show, and we're like, we made it.
I think it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. So you had 2 days.
4.
Oh, it ran 4 days back to back.
Back to back.
Same cast.
Same cast.
Hey. Wabre.
You are not gape.
Wow. Same cast.
Yes.
Yeah. Twice a day or one.
So Thursday, Friday was 1-1, and then Saturday, Sunday twice. So 6 shows in all.
6 performers, same cast.
Yes.
6. No, so that even today you can do the lines because you've done
yes.
It has become part of me.
Oh, you guys did well. I'm so happy about that. So how did you prepare? How did you pick the cast?
So a bit of a study into the script where so we know for a fact it's either in Takoradi. So we're looking for Takoradi Fanti speaking actors that we can have on the market, because the only way you can actually deliver on I Told You So is if you find people who are authentic Fantis. They can actually speak the language. That's one. So instead of Takoradi, so who Takoradi are the Fantis that are out there who are into acting?
Takoradi Fanti is slightly different from Cape Coast Fanti,
Yes.
So you're looking for Takoradi Fanti.
Takoradi Fanti. Yes. Okay. We're looking for those ones. Right. And then so we're looking for who is there now, who fits what role in it. So we go to Takoradi right away. Then Jedu Blamble comes into mind. Okay, he's a Takoradi native. Blood Bob Cole, Takoradi. Age-wise, he fits the age and everything. We'll pull him aside. Way before production, I had already spoken to Mr. Beautiful that the character looks like he can embody the character. I knew it even before I thought about everybody else. That he was the first person in my mind. Like, okay, Beautiful can embody the character of Oswabre too well. Like for a while, he was withdrawn from television and doing anything movie and everything. So approaching him was a bit, but 2 years down the line, we were able to have constant communication to get him to do that role as well. Adansi Nyoma, Clemento's arrest right here. We've worked on this project whilst I was in school 18 years ago.
So this was my Clemento.
Yes, this was my first degree, my thesis project. I Told You So. Again, I read the office on campus. When we did it, Clement was part of the original cast that I did it with. I said he did excellent. Why not bring him back?
18 years ago.
18 years ago, University of Ghana. Yes, campuses.
Oh wow.
Yes, that was the first time I staged I Told You So.
So you studied theatre arts?
Yes, I did.
At Legon?
Yes.
Okay. So you know Jifago Mashi?
Too well.
There. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Because she's the tourism minister, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
When I think of these things, I get sad because I always remember Godin Kote said,
yes, and he was my supervisor. He supervised my work.
Oh, he supervised you, I Told You So.
I Told You So, yes.
Did he use you in Etuatu Obaikese?
He used me in Etuatu Obaikese. I'm 32.
Oh, you are 32 Etuatu Obaikese?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Like that, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Lamento, so how was it for you, having been part of a student cast 18 years ago and now it's coming on a professional stage?
I think it was a brilliant idea for me to be back, and now because this one had bigger stars, legends. We had Fred Amogi, this man.
Oh, Fred Amogi was on?
Yeah.
You did so well, Fifi, to get all of these
Yeah,
guys. So you got Fred Amogi, you got Mr. Beautiful, you got Jedouble Ambole, Clemento Suarez. Which ladies came in?
Auntie Minor.
Minor O2, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Wow.
So
How many were the cast in total?
In total, I have on stage cast as a speaking role on the I have like 14.
And then
there's a band, and there's the dancers, and then there are buses, people like waiters and all of it. So in total, we are a cast of 67.
How much did you charge for the gate?
200 for regular, 300 for VIP.
What did you give the VIPs? They just sat in front?
No, they sat in front. I gave them, everybody had a souvenir. We had a bag. They had either a cup or like an item.
I'm impressed. Did you feel that the National Theatre could have been better?
Yes.
Is it too old?
The space, it is
the physical infrastructure.
The physical, it is. And I think we are all now, we are at the point where, look, let me tell you something very funny to you. So now we're saying we want to refurbish or going to whatever the National Theatre. And I say, when that project starts, where do we go at this point? So
no, they need to finish the trade fair one before they move you there, then they can do National Theatre.
Well, let's hope it goes that same way.
Why didn't you choose Conference Center then?
It's not, Conference Center it's not suited for theatre.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yes,
I don't understand it though, but I've heard it.
Yeah, it's not suited for theatre. The sight lines are a little bit off. Also, the acoustics in the Conference Center is not the best when it comes to theatre. So we hardly.
So we want to do a play. It's National Theatre only.
Yes.
What about this for Sadland?
The drama studio.
At the University of Ghana.
It's a very tiny stage.
Yeah,
yes, it's a very tiny stage. That we can. Also, it is like the open air, like there's no covering over it. So we are at the mercy of the weather. If anything changes, you cannot. Yeah, be expressing all of that. Yeah.
So beautiful. How did you feel when you were told that this is a rule?
Thank you, Paul. Those guys are my cherished ones.
Mm-hmm.
I cherish those people. Paul. I have most of them, their pictures in my room because I cherish them. They are my happiness. They make
the legends.
The legends.
Yeah.
Bob Cole, Kuku Cranston at Osuabrobo, Bob Santo, Alexander Dia. Those are my people. Agento, Apache, and Akache. Those are my people, and I love them.
Yeah.
So, was 2024 that Fifi spoke to me that we're going to do something. So I should reserve some time for him. And I didn't hear from Fifi again. And then latter part of 2025, he came back, told me that, bro, the time is almost there, so please get ready. And I didn't hear from Fifi again. And we met in a flight, we spoke about it, I didn't hear from him again. Then one day, somewhere in November, Fifi called me that, bro, the time is now. They are moving. Please, are you ready? And I said, yeah, I'm ready. And I said, what are we going to do? And they said, we are going to stage I Told You So. And I said, wow. Already that morning, somebody posted it on TikTok and I downloaded it and I've posted it on my status. I said, Fifi, in your sure there, my status now, question as a tickle me. No. I said, they go and watch. Then Fifi went and watched. And then he comes, I don't know that you've posted it. We are going to do it. And so then, I'm ready. Then we started the rehearsals. Almost 6 weeks, right?
Yeah.
6 weeks rehearsal. Every day. And it's something that I love it. And I really wanted to do something, classic. Because those stories, Paul, if you cast your mind back, Heritage Africa, I Told You So, a Kanana, a Love Breed in Africa, Paul, those are the years. And you could see that current generation don't know anything about those stories, those movies. So when my brother told me that he's going to do that, I said, no, Fifi, whatever you do for us to do this, we'll go and look for money and let's perform this. And actually, everything went all very well.
How were the rehearsals?
was tedious. Was very tedious. But it was a decision that we took. So we did it.
But you were happy how it was received by the audience?
Oh, I was not expecting such an audience, honestly. Anytime that I'll be on stage, when I come on stage and I glance through the audience, I say, wow. So Ghanaians still at the market. People come from Cape Coast.
There's a market for that.
Yes.
There's a market for that.
So I think this is the time, if the state is really serious and want to do something theater, this is the start. Because we've demonstrated to the world that we can do it.
If somebody complained to me that the production was too long, it was 3 hours. Yeah.
It was 2 hours and 30 minutes. But the thing that we haven't developed a culture of theater here where there's an intermission. If there was an intermission where...
You didn't have an intermission?
No, there's not. We don't have that here.
Why? But the National Theatre has a bar down
it does have a bar, but they have never been to anything. Everything I've watched outside, after the 1 hour, 15-minute mark, we all go outside, get a drink, use the bathroom, whatever, and then come and sit down again, and it continues. But I haven't been to anything since after watching that. It allows people to just go out to go do something.
You just take that break and they'll go out. National Theatre has a big lobby. They can walk around. They can go to the bar, or there's no drink at the bar. There's no popcorn stand.
They say there's a popcorn stand. There's going to be a long line.
You didn't get Frankie's to do a stand.
There's going to be heat in the foyer. There's going to be a lot of confusion as to...
Air condition is not in the foyer.
And then when you come back, somebody will have taken your seat because your seat is not numbered. So you come back and somebody came back in early. It's like, okay, I'm seated here. Then you have to find another seat. People don't want to lose their seat and all of it. It's a very, very tricky situation.
But we have to get to the point where we can have an intermission. It's very important in drama.
Yeah, we do.
Because the artists also need it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's start to finish.
Start to finish.
So the audience were enjoying. Actually,
yeah, they were. But somebody told me it was very long.
Yeah, it was not that very. And if you say very means...
But for you, the artist is back to back. Is huge.
The tax was very huge. But because we were already prepared, we delivered.
So do you speak in vernacular as well on stage?
Well, American Chrome Casa.
Your role, so everybody was full Fanti?
Full typical Fanti and indigenous Fanti person.
Then who spoke English? You spoke English?
When I be on camera for stage,
Police.
The police, yeah, that's Pusha.
Oh, Pusha was there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think you've done well. I think it's a super performance. We'll do what we can to support you. What's next then?
What's next is Takrady. Takrady for I Told You So.
When?
21st of March.
What's the occasion? Just 21st March?
Yeah, just part of the Heritage Month celebration.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
Taking it back to...
Where in Takrady do you do these things?
Akroma Plaza.
And the stage is okay?
Yeah, it's what they have there.
We can manage.
We can manage.
That means you're going to attract people from Cape Coast as well to attend this one?
Yes.
How many days?
We're there for a day, then we're off to Kumasi for 2 days.
Oh, Kumasi will be great.
Yes, we're for Kumasi.
Where are you doing it? Cultural Center?
No, Cultural Center, we tried it, but upon sound advice from they themselves, they don't come here. We're not very...
So where are you doing it?
CCB Auditorium.
CCB?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know that.
Yeah, that's the on tech. It's like on a tech
campus. Oh, on tech campus?
Yes.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes.
On the students' campus?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
You're going to get a full crowd.
Yes.
Huge, big one.
Yes.
Big one, big one. Super congrats. So that's Fifi Coleman and his team, Mr. Beautiful, Osuabrebo, they're all here. And they will be in Takrady.
Yeah, you see, Osuabrebo himself wrote a special story in that movie. But we are yet to discover that side of the story.
So who sang Oyadi took his so
That is Fred Amugi and then Ambule.
Oh, wow. I would love to see that.
Yes.
Osi, unkomodzimen yesterday akatana Nigeria yedembia nenye sika na aba yedembia oye me chief letter writer nemi sika mpema ntemoso mpena asam na o kenye bi na aba na memenyi bi afọ nyanko anyen manfa nyanko bi ankam ho onammodo ade bi ahwe bi abenye okrum ha ate.
That's so Osuabrebo and I Told You So. 21st March in Takrady, and the dates in Kumasi are
11th and 12th of April.
11th and 12th of April. That's around Easter, isn't it? After Easter.
Just after Easter.
Yeah, 11th and 12th April after the Easter weekend is Kumasi. And then we have enough time then to deal with Fifi Coleman again. Maybe I'll go to one of his rehearsals, film a background, and then have a conversation with him. We really want to support this art. Thanks for watching, viewers. Good night.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
No, 1,000 times no. Jesus the Christ did not come to start a new religion, but to impart the life of God to humans, to regenerate them